And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're gonna do things all the time together. Just because we're not on a bachelor party doesn't mean that we can't hang.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Wolfpack Wednesdays for episode 39, back and better than ever. We can only hope. It's good to have you all in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way in and give us a shout out. Let us know you're watching. Say hi. Ask questions if you have them. It's been kind of a light news week for Hot Toys, but we do have some really good topics. However, we always like to leave it up to you too. If you have something in the chat that just want to get off your chest, let us know about, and we will discuss that too. You probably notice we're a little light tonight. DLO The Collector has fallen ill, and God willing, he will survive, but it was too much to bear for tonight's show, so he's curled up in a blanket, he's eating some chicken noodle soup, and he's watching Wolfpack Wednesdays from the couch. So DLO, we hope you feel better, and let's just have a moment of silence for DLO The Collector. All right, so now we can get on with the show. We do, though, have Brick, Artemis, and EvilSneaker in the house, and these boys are going to do their best to help me hold down the fort tonight, keep this show fun and entertaining for all of you guys out there, because that's what we're here for. Here to talk about this hobby that we love, but we're also here to entertain you, because if you're not entertained, what are you watching for, right? So, Brick, what is up, my good sir?
Oh man, I got a Buzz Lightyear in the mail today, so I'm very excited about that. Put up a short, be having a review up soon. Other than that, man, just getting through the week. Finally feeling better myself, more 100%. And yeah, been busy with me. It's been short on news, but or at least this week, but it's been busy with these live streams. I had a day off yesterday, so that was nice. But back better than ever today. Let's go.
All right. Sneaker, you guys both got some cool stuff in the mail. I know you got your Batmobile in the mail, and how are you? I know you haven't really been able to like play around with it too much, but what are your first impressions of it?
It's crazy, man. Like I can see why people buy these, and I can see why people get hooked on vehicles as well, because it's crazy. Because I've seen like the Tumbler and like the 89 Batmobile at your house, and
you have the Bark Speeders.
Yeah, I have the Bark Speeders. It's not the same though. Like those are just small. They're lengthwise, they're kind of similar, but this is like, yeah, it takes up. So it's right here. I'll show it. Even though there's a pole in the way, but you guys can kind of see.
Try to imagine the pole isn't there, guys. Just try to imagine.
You can kind of see. Yeah, here, I'll try to zoom in.
So nice.
Okay, so you can kind of see it in the background. Okay, so that's a DF 120. Takes up like 2/3 of the case.
Nice.
But yeah, nice Vader helmet back there too.
Yeah, this little Black Series Vader helmet. Okay, you can take me off full screen now. Thank you.
Enough.
It is really nice. I put it like I had it sent to FedEx, to the FedEx store, because it's signature required, and I knew I wasn't going to be home, and I didn't really want it sitting outside anyways. I was like, I'm just going to route it to FedEx, which there's one right by my house. So went to pick it up. This lady gave me a small box, and I was like, she gave me the plate, like the signature plate, which is really cool. But she only gave me the one box, and I was like, there's supposed to be 2 boxes. And she's like, well, I didn't see one back there. I was like, you can't
Get your
miss
ass
it.
back there.
You
and
can't
you
miss
double
it.
check.
You can't miss it. And then she goes in the back room. It's just a giant box sitting there. So I don't know how she missed it. And I was like, good God, it said they were both delivered. I was like, if I get in here and this thing is not here, I'm going to lose it. But it was there. Wouldn't fit in the back seat with the car seats. I had to put it literally in my truck bed because the box is so massive.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a really, yeah, the box art is really nice. Like now that it's like obviously a licensed product, it's really nice. It's surprising. It's lighter than I thought it was going to be. I think it weighs in like a little over 30 pounds. It doesn't really feel like 30 pounds though. It feels a little bit lighter, but it's really nice. Like you can tell just attention to detail for everything, all the different small parts. It's just, yeah, the way that it's put together. The clean version isn't too clean. It's got like, I feel like for me, it's like, it's clean, but it's got just like the perfect amount of weathering on it. It's got like little weathering spots. Yeah, I have like you mentioned, I haven't really had time to plug it in or mess with it or anything, but I will this weekend. It's just I'm so busy during the week. I don't have a lot of time with my work schedule and the kids, but it is awesome. I'm really glad I got it. Shout out to the wife for letting me buy it. It was like kind of a part birthday present from her and a contribution from some family too, actually, for my birthday. So I put that towards it. So
nice.
Really happy to have it in the collection and can't wait to get the Batman. Hopefully,
I could just see you like at the FedEx office, like causing a ruckus, like people in line waiting for you, and you're just like, "No, go back and check." And she's like, "No, we don't have it." And then Steve just turns around to everybody that's waiting, and he's like,
"If you think this is the ass kissing son you ever saw, give me a hell yeah!" What?
everybody behind you's like, "Hell yeah!" I'll go back there and check.
Go get it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. She walked in the room, this big ass box. The box is right. Oh, you can't see it. It's on the floor right behind me. My chair is covering it, but it's huge. Like it is a giant. It is a massive box. It was packed really well, all in styrofoam, and it's like wrapped in plastic. And it was really, it was nothing, no issues with it.
That's good.
Just really happy with it. Really happy to.
That's good.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the kind of piece that you're spending a lot of money. So if you're not completely happy,
I'm very happy with it.
So that's
you guys.
good,
You guys definitely need to come and see it in person. It's
hell yeah.
It's
we
the
will.
Interior too is crazy. Like it's got the actual like upholstered seats. It's got all the like the stickers and like I know all that lights up on the inside too, but like you just see all the details are like spot on. It's crazy when you look inside of it, just how much detail it has. It's
So really
very,
quickly,
very cool.
will you continue to buy more and more vehicles, knowing how great they are, but how much space they take up?
I probably won't buy another Jazzing vehicle, to be honest, just from a pricing perspective.
Just kind of wanted that one and
yeah, like I knew
be done.
Like you guys, I mean, I've talked about it a lot about just like the Batman in that movie being like really, just I love the movie and like love that representation of the character. And that was the Batmobile that is the one that I would want to get at that level. So, but I would like to pick up, because, you know, we've talked about too, how this like the dark, like I need a Dark Knight Batman and like the only option, I don't really want a DX19. I want to get the Armory. But then like I was talking to like Joey and Spotchka and stuff, and Danny brought up like, oh, the Tumbler would look really good next to that Armory. And I was like, shit, should have bought it. But it'll come. I'll probably pick up the Tumbler eventually. I'll probably get it when it comes back around on a discount or something down the road, because it probably will, because it's still in stock. But, I'll probably pick that up down the road, I think. And I don't know. It's a slippery slope going down there. And it takes up a lot of space. Like that's an entire case. That's I
mean, you could probably sprinkle a couple figures around it, but the other thing is you really only have the Batman. So are you really going to put like other DC in with, like it doesn't fit. So it's kind of a tough sell.
Yeah. And like, I want to pose the Batman like on the bat signal and have the bats. Like, I don't think the bat cycle, it will probably fit, but it's going to have to be like behind it. And then the Batman's like barely going to fit in there on the signal. Like there's not a lot of room. I'm going to have to like maybe angle stuff and like finagle a little bit in that one case. But nevertheless, crazy. I have a Batmobile and a bat cycle and no Batman figure.
Right.
It's crazy.
He's coming though. He's coming.
He's coming. So I'll be very excited to see how the total package looks when all that arrives.
Very cool. Well, let's check in with the chat here. We got Cylon in the house, one of the channel members, and he says, "What's up, everyone?" And he's throwing those 2 sweets. We didn't do that yet, so 2 sweets to everybody out there. Thank you for being here and being a part of the Wolfpack. X-Man Supreme says, "Y'all, I must have I must have had some seriously repressed anger I don't know about. I just nodded off and had the briefest dream about straight up whooping some dude's ass. It was one of those where your whole body jolts you back awake. I've had that where I'm like falling, but yeah, never had that where I'm kicking somebody's ass. Who you guys?
You ever have those dreams where you get in a fight and you're hitting so slow?
Oh yeah, yep,
yeah.
Or this is a weird one, but playing basketball, and like it's almost the same concept. Like I'm having a hard time dribbling and like moving forward. I don't know. I'm sure it means something too, but
or those dreams where you jump really high. Like the Hulk.
I don't have those, but
I don't have those either.
That'd be cool.
Do you ever have the ones where like it's really vivid and crazy, and then you wake up and you get like whole body chills? So have that happen? It's like kind of like it's not like, well, I guess it could happen, like you could call it a nightmare, I guess, but when it's like, it's not a good dream and you wake up and you just get like that freaking
if we're getting personal here for 1 minute.
Oh boy.
The creepiest dreams that I have that are reoccurring is I'll have male lions that are like chasing me, whether it's through a city or through like I'm in a fenced area and I'm trying to get away, and it's very vivid and it's very, I guess, scary because it's you look into the eyes of a lion and it's just kind of creepy and whatnot. But I've looked it up and it means something like you're dealing with a very important choice or something, and you're trying to, I don't know, make the right choice or running from the choice. I don't know, but I have those once in a while. So those definitely, like, I wake up and it's very vivid and
every time you're thinking about buying a figure.
Because they're like on my heels too, So
every time you're thinking about buying a figure, you wake up and like, I'm not buying it. Not today.
What a tough choice.
Not today.
Choice. We got How You Figure. I'm feeling chatty tonight. Going to be using a lot of Two Sweets and Jedi Night's Watch and Wolfpack. Yeah, so speaking of How You Figure, I always think of Catwoman now because he's like the one that's been in love with her from the beginning. And I watched Dean Knight's review on YouTube, and you guys can go check that out. Very thorough, as always, but a little bit sad at the same time because I feel like it's going to be one of those figures that's going to be beautiful to look at, but then at the same time, not fun at all to pose and not going to last through the long haul. From what it sounds like, that pleather is the same exact type of pleather that everybody has problems with in the past. So probably still going to get her eventually, but I do think I'm going to have to save some money on that one to pull the trigger. So it might be a little bit. We'll see. We got the movie canon in the house. What's going on, Geo? Evening, Wolfpack, fellow collectors. TDK for the win. We got Born Again. What's up, Wolfpack? So who you got Sunday, 49ers or Chiefs? And the score. I believe Born Again is a 49ers fan, if I remember correctly. I'm taking the Chiefs 27-23, just because the Chiefs seem to always find a way to win. Not that I want them to win. I just feel like that's going to happen. How about you boys? You got a thought on this one? Are you guys watching it?
Of course. I'm going to say 49ers win this one, 29-27. Missed field goal by Butker. 60-yarder.
Always comes down to the kicker. What's up with that? Sneaker, how about you?
Yeah, I'll have the game on. Yeah, I'll have it on. I'll watch it. It's really hard to like go against the Chiefs right now because I feel like they're just playing better football. They're like the 49ers had opportunities to lose if other teams would have just been a little bit better. So like the 49ers, I feel like are the team. I don't want to use the word luckier, but I feel like they were the more unlikely team to be
they're not
in this
peaking
position
at the right time.
Yeah, they're not peaking in the like the Chiefs have been just like solid, so it's just the 49ers have like kind of like the Packers should have won, Lions should have won. It's just it's so I feel like in that case with the hotter team right now, I feel like the Chiefs, but also I don't really care too much.
I don't really
Patriots,
either. It's honestly
Super Bowl champs 2025.
It's honestly not one I'm really even like too excited to watch. Neither team is one that I really like rooting for, and I really don't have anything against the Chiefs. Like I like the fact that they're a small market team. They're not like, I guess, the 49ers where they've had a lot of success in the past. So it's easier to root for them, but at the same time, I'm fatigued, of Mahomes.
They've also had a bunch of success.
It's so funny that just
lately,
a few years ago, everybody loved the Chiefs, and now everyone hates them.
That's
'cause
how
they're
it goes,
too
you
good
know.
now. Yeah, yeah,
I'm sure that happened with the Patriots.
People hate winners, man. Well, because
Yeah.
you know people
Just
want to
gets
see
boring.
people want to
Yeah.
see something new, right?
Right.
But I mean, until there's somebody who's a competition for Patrick Mahomes.
yeah.
Not,
See, I started.
not Josh Allen. He's not on the level.
Right. I started hating Brady, but then his last few years, I started rooting for him again because I'm like, I want to see history. We're so close, you know, to have that 7th Super
Right.
Bowl and, you know, have more than Jordan when it comes to championships. And I was like, I'll root for Brady, see some history in my life.
Yeah, and go to like another team. Just go
Yeah,
to another team and win. Like that's not
Prove that
easy
it was
to do.
him. And yeah,
That's not easy to like just go to a whole nother team, whole new system and win like that. But yeah, I feel like I don't know, man. The Chiefs are really good. I would kind of like to see the 49ers win, but I don't really.
I like
Sometimes,
McCaffrey.
sometimes I got to see how the game's playing out too. You know, like
Yeah.
I almost kind of always go for the underdog, like no matter what. So then, like I could go and say the Chiefs, and then if the Chiefs are winning the whole game, then I might go like I kind of want to see the 49ers try to like do something here. You
Let's
know?
make it a
So-
game here.
right?
Hopefully, it's actually like an exciting game too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Well,
It's
they
not
were doing.
Broncos. Was it Broncos
Freaking boring as shit.
Seahawks where they got
Or is it-
blown out?
Oh no, that was the Panthers.
Those Broncos Panthers were Cam.
Was it the
Newton
Panthers
gave
That was
up.
killed the
Cam
Broncos?
Newton when he didn't
Yeah.
dive for the fumble.
Yep, he just gave up. He had to quit.
No,
That's kinda
but
lost
the
all
Broncos
respect
got
for Cam.
whooped in one of those Super Bowls. I thought it was against Seattle. Remember the first play of the game?
Oh, when
is
when
over
the
Manning's head, it's
when the
safety.
Broncos
Oh, yeah.
when the Bronc I got you when the Broncos got blown out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
just
remember.
like,
Then
oh
the
my God, this is
then,
one of the
yeah,
most
then the
boring
They were
Panthers got
doing-
blown out,
They were
too.
doing interviews this week, and you can definitely tell that they're in more so 49ers country, like Niners Nation. Like everyone was cheering when the Niners were talking, and then everyone was booing so loud whenever any Chief was. So that might become a factor too in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people in the chat are talking about the trailers that are going to be hitting too. So that'll make
that's
it,
exciting.
that'll make
we
it
can
a
talk
lot
about some of
lot
that
of
too,
fun,
because
Yeah.
got some figures coming from those.
Brad in the house. Good evening, everyone. Too sweet to you. We got Universal Key here as always. Thank you for being here. Doc Bat, what's going on, my friend? Giovan, hello once more. Stacy, good evening, Wolfpack. Good evening to you. Thank you for being here. Christian, hello, hello. What's going on? We got Darth Tamaris. Howdy, fellas. Howdy, howdy. We have channel member Action in the Box. Good evening, Wolf Collectors. Another channel member over here is Primetime Reviews. What's going on, Brandon? Thank you for stopping in.
So,
We got Queso Blanco. It says the pack too sweet. At first I was like, he's talking about the Packers, but no, he's talking about the Wolf Pack. So good to have Austin in the house here. We got Hammer of God. Good evening to you. Thank you for being here. We got Daniel. Hello, hello, everyone. Yeah, we got X-Man in the house, of course, after having that horrific dream. Hopefully he's all good to go now. Sinister SMR. Hey, collectors, what's shaking tonight? We got single songwriter. May the soup be with you, DLO. Always. Old Ben Kenobi's voice. We got Wayne. Good evening, fellow plastic crackheads. Hope you're all doing well. Let's give Howie a big thanks for finally giving us a new Han. Thank you. Thanks, Howie. Needs a little bit of work, though, but hopefully it comes. We got Frank in the house. What's up, boys? Finally getting my Jazz Inc. BVS. Congrats to you, sir. Awesome news. And he picked up a Harley Quinn recently at one of his local, like, kind of like our Freak Toys store here.
Yeah.
Like a place where trade in and stuff. And he was able to find a Harley Quinn.
Which one?
The one that I have. The
Suicide Squad?
traditional.
Yeah, nice.
So
Really cool.
really good pickup. We got Nick's Collectibles in the house. What's up, my friend? Thank you for being here. Always appreciate
Nick?
you and your input in the chat and your comic relief as well. Tighter FL. What's up, everyone? Still on the Han Solo high, especially after the video from home base with a better look.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one. It just sucks like 2025, you know? But there's a lot of other stuff
good
coming out
thing.
before then, so...
For my wallet, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Striker 47, good evening, Wolfpack. Looking forward to seeing that teaser or official trailer of Deadpool. Hopefully, I can see a Rogue or Jubilee in it.
Man.
I don't think I've seen the second Deadpool, to be honest. I've seen the first
Really?
a few times, but it's not
Dude, the
my
second one-
favorite style of superhero movie. I know it's more, comedy, but I don't know. It's okay, but
Second one's good. Starts off with a bang. Literally.
Damn. Gotta watch it before the third one.
Yeah, because the third one's going to set up.
I watch the third one.
I'm gonna watch.
although,
you
yeah,
have to
I'm
watch
gonna
the
watch.
third one. That's going to set
Oh,
up.
it's got
both of 'em, I
Wolverine
think,
still.
again.
Yeah, that changes
Yeah.
things.
I haven't seen him in a while.
We got RDS Geek in the house. Hello, hello. Christian says, just got my Doc Ock in finally today. Congrats. Let us know
Nice.
how you like it.
Nice.
Is the head sculpt acceptable?
No,
It's acceptable.
I'm just kidding.
But
I'm
it's
just
not
messing.
great.
I'm just messing.
We got
Figure's
Marcos, Collector
Congrats,
Zone
that's
in
awesome.
the house. Quick hello, boys and chat. I forgot to tell you guys, but I have
Wow.
confirmed that I'm able to get to Michigan July 12th, 13th, and 14th, or whatever, 11th, 12th. That Thursday,
days.
Friday, come home Saturday. I am good to go. So I
Wow.
have it figured out. So we need to like put our
Figure it
heads
out.
together, book like some sort of either a hotel, or I'd probably rather do an Airbnb.
Can we get a suite or Airbnb?
Maybe we could just maybe Marcos would just let us like sleep in the store.
warehouse.
Yeah, in the
No,
warehouse.
he'll get
Just,
us
like
a suite. He'll get us a suite.
unboxings and stuff like that.
Oh,
So-
there you go. That'd be nice.
But yeah, I'm good to go. I'm super excited for that. So hopefully you guys are still coming with, leaving Thursday, coming back Saturday.
I'm good to go.
Look forward
I'm
to having a
confirmed.
good time.
I should be
100%
good to
already
go. I am not confirmed, but I should be good.
I also have to
Awesome.
get Thursday off work.
So yeah, and
Me
then
too.
Problem.
yeah, so I think Marco said that he would just hook us up into the warehouse and we'll sleep on some boxes and tell ghost stories and whatnot. So sounds like fun.
Yep.
Or we just sleep in
Bubble
the
wrap.
car. Keep it cheap. You just sleep in the car and can you
Be
imagine?
warmer. Be all right.
Oh,
to
let's
the beach.
see. Congrats, Sneaker. Very nice looking machine. Great photos also.
Oh, I cannot wait to get it with the Batman and I'll review. I'm gonna review it too as well. I'll do a review for it. I'm excited.
Nice.
Nice. We got
Nice.
Collection Obsession. Hello, collectors. Jose in the house. Hey, everyone. We got Fig Geeks. Gentlemen, congratulations, Sneaker. That thing is a beast.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Appreciate all the
I-
congrats, everybody.
I remember Yo saying he had to send prototypes to DC folks a few times before he could get their approvals. Yeah, it sounds like quite the process with licensing and just getting it like super detailed and accurate.
Yeah,
I
he
like
said
that he
the guy-
does those videos along the way.
Yeah, he said also he was sending the prototypes and the like all of the drafts and stuff of the vehicle to somebody who was on set, like actually working with the vehicle. So it's like literally as accurate as you can possibly get it, was basically kind of how he described it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't really know how you could make it more accurate, I guess. It's like, especially now that it's licensed and just, yeah, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I was watching some of the behind the scenes videos too, because I wanted to obviously learn a little bit more about it, but yeah, very cool.
Expenses. I'd like the tumbler, but it looks very undersized. I don't think it would work with the Jazz Inc. Batmobiles. It's interesting you bring that up because we know the Hot Toys Batmobile is it like, I don't know the absolute specs on it, but it's like a couple inches shorter than what Jazz Inc. made theirs, and apparently that one's supposed to be the most accurate. It's weird because being that Hot Toys calls it 1/6 scale, like you'd think they would do it to scale. Like why is it a couple inches off? Or what? I don't know about the tumbler. I mean, the tumbler looks pretty decent. It's short, but so was the tank itself. But I don't know. It's just weird that the Batmobile, when I learned about it, that it was like too stubby. You guys got any thoughts about that?
Yeah, it's weird. They I don't really understand why they would not make it perfect to scale. It's just a
Right.
weird. It's just
Yeah,
kind
it
of a
is
weird
weird.
thing. I don't know.
We call it 1/6, but it's really not accurate to 1/6 scale.
Yeah, if you're off, like, yeah,
I mean, it's
I know
not like
they're
you're
not
off
off-
by half an inch.
I know.
You know?
It's like they're not off by much either, and like I'm sure some people don't care that much, but yeah, if you want to be true to scale, especially like for a vehicle, it'd be nice if they actually made it 100% true to scale. But yeah, it's weird.
Big Rib in the house. What's up, fellas? Hanging loose. Too sweet to you. Yeah, Evil, the ideas sound awesome.
Thank you.
Also, guys, if you aren't familiar with Collector Zone, Marcos is a really cool dude. He'll take care of you. Also, let me just get rid of this comment quick. But you can go to collectorzone.com and you can get 15% off with the code JKW15. So if you're looking for some figures and you want to save some money, go hit up Collector's Own right now and go find yourself a figure and use that code. Sneaker knows what's going on.
It's great.
Let's see.
Trying to be the hype man.
That was
Hype
good.
man. I've had nightmares where I'm trying to run upstairs, but they turn to mud and I can't get up them. That's weird. I've never
Jeez.
had that one. I've had the teeth falling out quite a bit.
They used to have that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very common one. Apparently that's self-consciousness, like appearance or whatever. Scrolling through, make sure I didn't miss anybody. We got Nightsight 77. I have nightmares where my Hot Toys figures come alive and attacked me in my sleep. That's something I think Brick would have a nightmare about. He talks about if they come alive when we're not looking or something like that. We got Jazzy in the house. Good to have you in here. Miami's Nemesis. What's going on? Too sweet. Thank you for being here. We got Red Wolf. Yes, X-Man. I learned to just go back to sleep for a while. I always tried to shake myself awake. Never works. Sinister says, go Niners. We got Mike Litteris in the house. What's going on, my friend? He is actually, spoiler alert, as long as he's still good with this, he is going to be our special guest for none other than next week, Valentine's Day. We'll be streaming on Valentine's night with the Litteris himself. And, you know, I think it's just a perfect match. Valentine's Day, we bring in the Mike Litteris. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Very nice.
guys,
So charming. So charming.
Tune into that. And, yeah, it's going to be a good time.
You don't want to miss the Litteris on Valentine's Day.
Oh, Lord Almighty. I don't even know what to say.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Anywho, how you figure, says Graham, just get the figure, man. I will, but so I was talking with the guys today, and my computer it's an iMac, which is nice, but it's a 2015 model, so it's really starting to lag. It takes like 15 minutes from startup to actually being able to do something on it. You know, things lag on here. Doing video editing, it's very blurry and laggy, so I'm kind of just like guessing on some things. So it's getting to be time. So I need to definitely buckle up and put some funds towards a new Mac. So yeah, I sound like a broken record, but it's like I got to be more disciplined and selective with my figures. So we'll see how that goes. But so I might have to wait on her a bit and wait for that discount. But she'll come home eventually. Adric 23, hello collectors. Hello to you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Red Wolf says that in between state is really cool. He's talking about Kansas City being Missouri and Kansas. I always like that too. That's pretty sweet. Oh yeah, the Chiefs have Swift, so they're probably gonna win. The Swifties, they got full force out there, you know.
Oh yeah, the NFL wants them to win. Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
made.
Oh yeah,
Chiefs and the NFL a lot of money.
The NFL absolutely wants to put her
then
on a shirt with Super Bowl champs on it.
And then they're
100%.
saying we'll pay for the ring if you propose after the game. Bring in the money.
There was a meme. I thought of Joey right away. Obviously, it said Taylor Swift made it to the Super Bowl before Dak did.
Oof.
I don't think Dak ever will.
Yeah, probably not.
Josh Allen has a better chance than Dak.
We got Ray R in the house. What's up? Looking at Maju Space Corner 6 scale case. Jesus, I can't believe I'm buying 3 of these things. Hell of a thing collecting 6 scale. My money is on the 49ers 27 to 22. Well, since you bring up Maju Space, I also want to plug that because use my link down in the description below. I'm an affiliate with Maju Space, so keep that in mind. But I love their product. These boys love their product. DLO loves their product. yes, it is kind of expensive, and yes, the wait is long and painful, but just like waiting for Hot Toys figures, it is so worth it once you have everything set up, and it's just amazing. So use my link, and it helps the channel out, but then also $20 off code, so just Jedi Night's Watch. If you're going to buy something, use my link. I would appreciate it. All right, no more plugs. No more plugs.
That would be nice.
It'd be nice
Enough
if
on
you
the plugs.
out. Stop plugging your shit.
Use the
All
link.
right. Use the link, damn it. Fuck.
Do it now.
I've got to be the only American who doesn't give a shit about mainstream sports. You know, I've noticed in this community of 6-scale figures, you have people that know sports at all, but then you still have like the people kind of like me that sports are everything, but you love the hobby too. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting area to be in. Christian says, hopefully the Bengals can win a Super Bowl in my lifetime, dude. I've been blessed to be able to see the Packers in 3 Super Bowls and win 2 of them. So yeah, for like Lions fans or Browns fans, Cardinals fans, like you do feel, Jets fans, you feel bad because it's like to go 60 plus years and not like, that's a whole lifetime that you have like no hope. So yeah, I always root for the underdog, and
It's a whole
hopefully
lifetime you have no hope.
hopefully, you know, if you guys are rooting for a team that hasn't really been able to taste that kind of success, I hope you're able to experience that, because it is pretty cool. We can't all just one day watch the Patriots win a Super Bowl and be like, oh, I'm going to be a fan of them, you know? Just jump on the bandwagon.
Can't do it now. Want to be a real fan? Be a real fan of the team at this very moment,
Right.
when they're down in the dumps, trying to stay alive.
Try not to go cannibal on each other.
Yep.
Zord Photography. And speaking of Zord, I haven't told him this yet, but we're planning on having him the week after next. He said he'd be good to go whenever we needed him, and we've talked about it. So, Zord, we're going to talk about maybe get you on the 21st of February, the week after Valentine's Day. So, yeah, I'll hit you up. Guys, for that, speaking of that, I want you guys to send me a photo of like a figure like that you've taken. I don't want a display or a collection. I want you to focus on one figure, maybe a couple, like a scene. But if you guys know Zord Photography, he does amazing photos. So I want to have him on the show, and for us to kind of be able to admire your artwork or your photography skills, and see kind of what you can do. And I want him to be able to not critique, but just us all give thoughts, but then maybe him give tips or what he likes about it and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. So send me through email, Jedi Night's Watch 77@gmail for over the next couple weeks, so that when we have Zord on, we have a few, just do a segment of a few photos to look at. Yeah, Collector Zone, all I care about is the Deadpool trailer. We got Carlos Burgos in the house. Hello, thank you for being here, man. Ben Thomas Show, what's going on, Ben? Hope you're feeling better too. I know he's under the weather. Lots of nasty stuff going around. Okay, I think we got Nick Bachman. Was good. Thank you for being here, Nick.
He's probably gone already.
Yeah, probably. Anybody going? Brick, I'll let you answer this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm not going opening night because I think it comes out Wednesday, which is weird, but it's Valentine's Day. I'm gonna be going Friday next week. So excited for that. You guys should come with me.
I keep telling you, I have no idea what the hell this is about, and
it could possibly be a very bad movie, but I'm gonna have fun with it.
Very good.
Hopefully,
I
it's
still
good.
have no idea what it's about.
Yeah.
Is there a potential this is going to be connected to Venom 3?
It's in that universe. It was supposed to have a Spider-Man reference in it, but they canceled that. They took that out. So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Damn, I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat. You guys are rocking this place tonight. So, thank you for being active. We got 73 in the house. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to all my friends' channels. Use my links for Module Space and Collector Zone. We got Yomo in the house. What's up, everyone?
Hey,
Too
Yomo.
sweet to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Just let Rogue be hot. That's literally her main character trait, and they effed it up the first time.
That's
Yeah, she was
literally her main character trait.
Of course.
Michael.
Of course.
spoken like a true literist. All right. Yeah, single songwriter says, I've seen Doc Ock and somebody put the black goggles on and it looked great. I've seen that too. I don't know whose goggles they were. I thought they took them from...
Upgraded suit.
Okay. Yes, that's right.
Upgraded suit goblin.
That's right. Marco says, ha ha ha. Wait, what? For the
Yeah, we talked
sleeping in the
about this.
warehouse.
Margos, we talked about this.
Come on, man.
Oh,
We've had
Batman
this conversation
Collectibles.
many times.
Thank you for joining the show. Busy week, Mr. W. Mr. J delivered 89 Alfred en route, 89 Love in my house.
Yeah.
I have 89 Alfred en route as well, and I'm super excited. I can't wait. I just don't know where I'm going to put him. Am I going to put him with like between Batman and 89 Joker? Am I going to put him next to the Batmobile? The options are endless. So I'm just excited to have him. I can't believe the work that Mars Toys is putting out and how great these figures look.
Yeah.
Like
They are killing it.
seriously, like third
They are
party. And I know
crushing it right
like present toys and so toys have been good in the past, but like there's always that stigma of like when I started collecting, like third party was, it's like you get it because you can't get it anywhere else, and it's not really maybe something like that I'd be like, I don't know. I get something for the likeness, so third party was always a little off for me, but these Mars Toys figures are killing it, and I can't wait to get Wonka and hopefully Mr. J as well. So Sneaker, would you consider getting any of the Mars Toys figures that are coming out or that are out?
The one that I'm waiting for them to actually, I really hope they still do it, is Cara Dune from Mandalorian. They've talked about doing that figure. If they can get an actual like good likeness for that figure, 100%.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty picky about third party just because.
Same here.
Yeah, there's like there are some other Hot Toys figures I'd probably would rather get, but they're killing it, man. Like they've definitely got my attention with how good this Batman stuff has been. So yeah, I really hope they show this Cara Dune at some point, and I will, if it's any bit good, I will get that figure because I feel like that would be really nice to have in a Mandalorian collection.
Sure.
So right now my third party figures are Scissorhands from Art Figures, the 66 Joker from Mars Toys, and then Alfred's en route, and then Willy Wonka's pre-ordered. So yeah, I mean, if it looks good, I'm kind of all in. So, and then, if you get a decent price on it too. But Brick, would you consider dabbling in third party going in the future?
I've got one third party figure. I still have my Fiend, even though I got the Hot Toys Goblin as well. I've thought about the Vulture and I've thought about Wonka, that Wonka that's coming out, but I wouldn't go too crazy. I've also thought of the Mask, but yeah,
that mask looks great.
Yeah, I think that's Present Toys, right? But
so,
but yeah, I don't think I would go too crazy because I feel like eventually Hot Toys will do some of these. I mean, some of them they won't, but I'm picky too. It's tough.
You got to be picky, right? That's
Yeah.
why we're collecting these 6 scale figures, because of the amazing detail and the likeness that we're seeing, shrinking down that character into that representation into our home so that we can see it every day. So Tider FL says teeth falling on a dream is also a sign of stress. That checks out. So yeah, that makes sense. Fig Geek says teeth falling out means someone is going to die. I have a lot. So, and
it's not me.
Damn.
Got Lucifer in the chat. Thank you for being here, my friend. Oh, wow. Wayne says, giant tidal waves are my nightmares. I'm always running from them and warning everyone, but they never listen, and they all get killed. Aren't dreams just wild?
Wow. I've had dreams of, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. Leatherface, but never any other horror movie. It's only Leatherface, and I rarely watch that movie. It's weird.
I'll still have dreams about the Leprechaun because I watched that in 6th grade by myself, and I had nightmares. And yeah, every once in a while he still pops into those dreams. So
I think
crazy.
I think we were talking about on Halloween. I think I might have brought this up, but I don't know why, because it really wasn't a scary movie. But like Freddy versus Jason, like I had horrific nightmares from that movie for a while. And like I don't know when that came out, but like
2000 or something like that.
So I would have been like, well, I guess at that point I would have been like, yeah, around 8 years old, 9 years old. But I saw that movie in theaters. I had no business seeing this movie when it came out in theaters. I don't know how I got to go to see this movie. But yeah, I had horrible nightmares from that movie for some reason. But the movie's kind of like funny. Like there's funny bits in the movie. And it's really not scary. But yeah, that movie just destroyed me for a period of time.
We got RG in the house. What's up, everyone? Lucifer says, if it hurts, it's someone close to you. If it doesn't, then it's just someone you know. Well, I'll even have dreams, like not necessarily that my teeth are falling out, but that they're loose.
I have that. I
That's
have
a
that.
common dream.
And then another one I always have a dream of is I can't stop my car in time at a stoplight. And I always end up in the middle of the intersection. I never get hit, but it's like, I don't know. That's like a fear or something. I don't know.
We got Adrian here. Love the Woodson profile pic. One of my
Nice.
favorite players ever. Great Packer. Let's see.
Need a Woodson jersey.
Yeah, Toby Keith, dude. You know, it sucks because was it Saturday or last week we talked about Carl Weathers, which is sad. And then to lose Toby Keith, whether you were a fan of country or of him or not, just a super sad story. Rest in peace to Toby Keith, 62 years old, I believe, with stomach cancer. Fought the battle since 2021. F cancer is what I say to that. And instead of pouring one out for Toby, I'll drink one for him.
Yeah, he was the anthem after 9/11. That's for sure.
Right. I think we're getting there. You guys are killing it. Okay, so Adrian wants to know what your NFL teams are. Mine is the Packers, born and raised. How about you,
Green
Brick?
Bay all the way.
Green Bay. How about you, Sneaker?
All the way.
Green Bay. Holy go Pack go.
Yeah.
I do like the Packers. But no, I grew up a Patriots fan. Been a Patriots fan my whole life. So
What age
Go
were
Pats,
you when you
baby.
started watching football?
5. Probably
You were
5.
born in 90?
92.
92? So
Okay.
97?
So you had the-
They weren't that good then. So
Yeah, I've literally watched Patriots my whole life. Always watched them.
interesting. Was it just like the first game that you saw, or do you have family ties to the Patriots?
My dad always watched the Patriots. So yeah, I just watched them, and then they started winning, and then they were always fun to watch because they were winning a lot. And then once you start watching it, and then you get to know the team, and then once you start getting invested, and yeah, so just kind of watch them my whole life.
Nice.
Pretty decent team. They're okay. They've been okay throughout the years. Kind of fun to watch.
That's fine.
How you figure this? I've had nightmares where I end up not liking the Catwoman figure. And then what do I discuss on these streams? What do I offer the community if it's not a ridiculous amount of Catwoman figure hype? She looks beautiful. I think if and when I get that, it's going to be one that goes into a pose and basically set it and forget it. Because that I saw D Knight's a video, and it looked like he looked at the back of the arm on the glove, and it looked like something caught it and just tore it already, and just right out of the box. So,
Oh my gosh, man.
and the other thing I hate with these figures with the pleather coats or the pleather outfits is putting the hands on. Has anybody figured out a good way to get the hands on the pegs without, because if this pleather is painted on, right, it's fake leather, right? So if you're putting pressure on these materials and you're forcing the friction and stuff, you're almost going to rub it off. And I've done that with my Bane coat because I was trying to get it over the Fison body, which was stupid anyway because it didn't really fit. But the pressure I took, it kind of just rubbed the pleather off. So I was doing it with Star-Lord when I got him last week, like trying to get the hand. You're like trying to be gentle, but at the same time, you need to get a grip so that you can pop it on. So I don't know if anybody has any grand ideas about that, but I worry, I worry going to slip and just push it and rip it. And do you guys have those worries about the figure at all?
I think it depends on what figure it is that like has that material. But what I try to do usually is bend the elbow up and then try to I try to push from
brace it
here.
from behind. Yeah.
I try to push from like the back of the elbow. So the force is just like directly through the arm this way to like, so I bend it up like this and then push it this way while I'm pushing force through the peg. That's how I try to do it. But like sometimes that doesn't work. The peg will like bend and you don't get the force right. I just try to like get a really good grip on it and then try to like wiggle it in without shearing the pleather. It's scary.
Sometimes you can't just pull the sleeve down either and grab the body of the figure either. So X-Man's giving me shit in the chat, but that's okay. We're gonna get to that. I'm just zooming down, guys. So if I missed something, I apologize. Christian wants to know where you guys buy missing parts for Hot Toys at. We got Monkey Depot and was that Toy Anxiety?
Yeah, Toy Anxiety. Those are the one that I go to.
Those are some good websites where you can find parts and pieces that you're missing. Sometimes eBay as well. People like to part out figures there too. So those would be the 3 places that I would tell you to go check out. Yep, Titus is Toy Anxiety. Oh, Sneaker also said it. So there you go. So far back I am. Big Rib says, waiting on Batman Returns, Catwoman, and Penguin from Mars. Yes. Did they release renders of those figures yet? Or was that somebody else?
I remember if they showed like a early like draft of Penguin.
I felt like they were just like drawings or something.
Without, right? Without it being like painted or anything.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh man. Catching some shit in the chat.
So is the Penguin? What one is that? What one is that movie coming from? Or what's the movie? The Penguin one?
Returns.
Batman
Returns.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder too, because like Penguin is supposed to come out. The show, the spinoff, like the Batman spinoff, is supposed to come out this year, right?
Yeah, I think they'll come out with a figure for that.
Man, I hope they come out with a. I hope they come out with
that. Would be cool.
Show.
They were too light on the movie, and shame on them. I mean, for how well the movie did, they could have made bank. Like you're getting more figures from Thor: Love and Thunder than you are the Batman, which is
it's crazy.
Insane.
They just do not show DC enough love. Also, like with how hyped this figure release is for the Batman, like that was one of the most hyped releases I feel like, and one of the most talked about figures I can think about in 2023, and people are still talking about it right now. It's just like I see pictures of it every single day. So it's just like, damn, you couldn't give us like one other figure from that.
Well, yeah, like
movie. It's crazy.
Not even the Riddler, or Catwoman,
right?
Like,
the Riddler would
be I mean, the third party ones are really
figure
cool
to
too,
do.
Damn,
no,
I would get that. I would get that figure for sure.
Right.
That'd push more people like myself to get the Batman as well, because then you have something to go with him, and he's not just a standalone. Just for weird people like me.
For sure. Tider says if Gina wins her lawsuit, maybe a Hot Toy could come in a couple of years. Still a long shot to say the least. Yeah, it'll be interesting. If that's an interesting lawsuit that's happening right now.
It's going to be a long drawn out thing, I feel like.
Yeah, Cara Dune would be awesome. Zord says he's hyped to join you guys later this month. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun.
Trumbull Dust, what a jokester here. Means you need to go to the dentist. For sure. Anybody getting the TW Toys Jedi Master, aka Yoda? No.
I'd like to have the chair, but I'm not just buying the figure just to get the chair.
What is this from? Is this like Attack of the Clones?
I forget, but it comes with like the Jedi Council chair that he sits in.
I think I remember seeing this a while back, right?
It's a prequel. It's a prequel one, but it comes with that chair. It comes with like that bucket chair that he sits in. It's cool. Like it looks cool, but yeah, don't need it because I have the Attack of the Clones Yoda. But
Mike has dreams of flying. Don't know what it means, but it's fun. Y'all are discussing the plot of Inception 2 as we speak. Great movie, by the way. Inception is one of my favorite movies. I loved that movie.
Hell yeah.
I've only seen that one time, and it was in theaters. So it was a
that
long
movie's
time
great.
ago.
The ending is so good too. Oh,
It is.
It
was good.
Such a good ending.
Oh, I have this one too. I always have a dream. I'm back in school and there's a test and I have no clue. The different for me though, mine is I don't know what class I'm supposed to be in, or like I lose my my schedule for where I'm like what my classes are, and I'm like wandering in the hallways.
I've had
late
that.
And,
I've had that. Yep.
but yeah, back in high school and I don't know where to go. So that's crazy.
It's weird that people have the same dreams.
It is.
How did we get on this topic?
Because X-Men had that dream
For an hour.
Oh yeah. Okay.
we're going on 50 minutes, dude. You guys, we're just we're answering, what you guys got in the chat. So we'll talk about Valkyrie here in a little bit, but I love checking in with you guys and seeing what you guys are all saying. So.
100%.
Yeah, Sneaker's a youngin. I didn't start. Honestly, you're younger than me, and I think I started in '92. So, I mean, good for you for starting at 5 years old.
I first started at 96.
Just turned 32 years old.
You're old man.
Did you say old man or grown man?
You're old.
Oh.
I'm old too, so it's fine.
I do remember watching Randall Cunningham, more so with the Vikings, but I do remember with the Eagles as well. Yeah, Graham over here rubbing Bane off. You don't have to be gentle. He's a tough boy. Unreal.
Especially the Fison body.
To that I say.
Unreal.
Unreal type of comment right there. Single songwriter with some actual good advice. Says pull the peg out from the arm and put the peg into the hand so it goes in easier.
How do you get the peg out? What's your go-to method?
Needle nose. Don't use your teeth, please. Please don't do that.
That's the way to go. Bite that out.
No,
of there.
it is not.
So easy.
It's look at. I'm like, oh, I have a figure, and then I'm like, oh, it's literally, it's right here. I just need to
I don't like that. You just got to make sure you get your teeth on like the right groove. You don't want to like indent it or like damage it. You just get it perfect and great way to do it. That's not medical. Don't.
I've got to say I've used my teeth more than the needle nose. I can feel the pressure. I can feel how much pressure I'm putting on it. Where the needle nose is metal, and then I feel like there's more grooves, so I feel like it's going to mess up that plastic more. Yeah. Or my teeth, it's like okay.
Well, Tremble has it. He's got it figured out. He says, "I just swap hands when I'm shirtless. It works." Mike says, "I've started wearing gloves. Not a perfect solution, but it's better than nothing, I guess." I've considered wearing gloves when I handle my pleather figures. I just try to be delicate, I guess, because I'm too lazy to get the gloves out. But and I feel weird.
Gloves.
But
I use gloves too.
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse gloves.
I got some gloves that are actually like they're nitro. They're like nitro free or not nitro. That's like nitro free, right? Or whatever. They've got like the coating on it, like a glove coating, but they're breathable. So the back is like a fabric. Those are my go-tos for dealing with figures now. You don't have your hands don't really get that sweaty, and they're not like medical gloves where your hands just get really sweaty. Like your hands can actually breathe, and you can do a bunch of stuff with those on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We have our first super chat of the night, and a generous one at that. $4.99 from Adric23. Thank you so much for the support. Cheers to you, my friend. I'm going to put that $5 towards my new computer for editing videos and doing these streams and all that stuff. So every dollar helps me get to what I need to do to get that new Mac Mini. So he says, I'm thinking about getting more module cases. I have the 6110 line. Do you guys think the DF120 is the better way to go? Before you guys jump in, I do have both. And I've done a video in the past comparing the two on which one you should get. So check that video out. Let me know what you think of it. But I can't give you a definite answer because obviously you have to make that choice. But it really does depend on the size of your room, the height of your ceilings. Like,
yeah,
the DFs are going to be deeper, so that can be good to fit more figures. But is your space in the room small where, you know, like I would put 6 series under my TV or through a walkway. Like if I'm coming to the basement, like I like the 6 series because it doesn't come out as far. So there's more room to walk through. You know, those are just things that you kind of want to think about. How are you going to display your figures? Do you want to tier them down and just have more space, or do you want them to be maybe 2 rows in the 6 series? You can get 4 cases of the 6 series where you could only get 3 high with the DFs. All those things are something to think about. Think about the future too, like making sure you don't pigeonhole yourself to, like, if you want to get vehicles, then you could be able to do that, or even quarter scale figures, then the DFs would still work. So I can't tell you one way or another. It depends on a lot of factors, and you just got to kind of look at those. Either way, though, I like them both, and they both work well differently. So that's what I would say, kind of long-winded. Brick, what are your thoughts?
I know you have this.
I know you only have the 6 series, but I have the one mine plenty too.
Yeah. Exactly. I've seen yours. I would, if I had the space, I would definitely go with the DFs. You have more space, put more figures in there. If you have figures on pre-order and they're coming in, you don't have to worry about space. You can pose like Carnage, Venom. They're gonna, figures like that's gonna fit in there better. Vehicles. So if you have the space, go with the DFs.
That's a good point. There's more versatility to the DFs. Like you can do more, but the 6 series, it depends how you want to display. Do you want more figures crammed together, or do you want almost like them spaced out? Then I think the 6 series is great for just lining them up too. So, Sneaker, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with all like both your guys' points on this. Like, I really like the DFs, especially if you have a lot of figures. Like, I love the look of having the back. Like, I will say, if you get DFs, if you're not putting a vehicle in there, like, I feel like honestly the back half shelves are a must. I couldn't have DFs without having the back half shelves, because you can see like how high up, like my shelf right here, you can see how high up you can get the figures in the back row. Just moving the shelf is just, or having the shelf there just adds like a lot of depth. You can have more figures in there. Like, I wouldn't want to line them up where there's no height differential between figures for DFs. But if you have the space, I would go DFs. But also, I like the look of the 6 series. So like, I ordered more cases a while ago. It's been a while at this point, but I ordered 1/6/110 because I have like this duct work in my basement above, like over by these cases. I have a stack of 2 right over here, and I'm putting a 6/110 on top of those 2 DFs. Like, it's smaller, but I think I'm gonna do like just a full Iron Man case.
Ooh, nice.
So I feel like if you have a line that doesn't have too many figures, or you want to display them all kind of like in a row with a 6 series, or if you have like one-off figures, I feel like that's a really nice option if you want things more condensed. Definitely if you don't have the space. But yeah, I feel like you can't really go wrong with either, I guess, just depending on what you want to do. The other thing is measure your space really well. Yeah, measure, because I planned on putting like a row of like 3 DFs across on this wall, and it would have been like, when I got all my cases and I set it up, I was like, this is way too tight in this area, and then I divvied it up. But measure like the length, and then also like how far out it's going to come from your wall. Like put some tape down on the floor or something to see like how much space it's actually going to take up. Because I feel like space, is probably one of the main issues for everybody, right?
The other thing too that I didn't mention, that it seems like it might not be that big of a deal, but it does make the world of a difference, is the height of the DFs when they're lower. So like if you're stacking them, the lower shelf is always harder to see because it's so low, but the the ceiling of it is higher, so you get more of a viewing angle to it. So just keep that in mind too. That's actually a big plus. And then if you can even raise it up, I did a video on how to build your own risers. Then you can even see it that much better. So, just those things to think about. But again, thank you for the question. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate the generosity. And again, that is going towards my computer. So thank you.
A long way to go.
Come on, guys. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Let's see here. All right. Queso says, Graham, you might have the dream about school, but I'm living your nightmare, because he is still in school. So he's living it. Living it. All right. Moving down here. Christian said Randall Cunningham is my neighbor. Like, seriously? Like, do you guys like
Nice.
chat? That's pretty cool. Very cool.
It's probably Randall Cunningham, but not like the Randall Cunningham.
It's Randy Cunningham.
Yeah, it's Randy. Just kidding. That would be cool.
Yeah, let's see this.
That's cool.
Giovanni, I hurt my teeth trying to pull pegs out, so I'm going to stop doing that. Use the needle nose pliers. Don't be a caveman. Use the tools that we have provided for us. We don't need to be resorting to
Wow. Show some
chewing
respect
on
to your ancestors,
chewing on
Graham.
stuff.
I agree. I would say don't do it.
And I have
Honestly, you
veneers,
probably
too,
shouldn't do that
so-
to you shouldn't do that to your teeth.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Don't worry about the figure. Just, yeah, careful with your teeth.
Right. Collector Joey in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. Another channel member of the watch. He is, I believe, a pack member. And I always appreciate Joey stopping on. And you missed it where we were talking about the meme. We were talking about Super Bowls before. And there was a meme that said Taylor Swift is getting to her first Super Bowl before Dak Prescott. So just want to make sure you didn't miss that. All right. I'm sure he appreciated that.
God, the Cowboys are ass. That's for you,
Alright.
Joey. It's okay. He would agree. He's the one that took off his jersey and said, I'm not
Right.
wearing this shit anymore. Mid-game. He's like, I'm not wearing this shit anymore. I'm done.
Man.
What a great game. Hammer of God says, if you can swing the DF, go with that one as it's more future-proof. Yes, future-proof is a great term to use because, yeah, you can do just a lot more with it. Perfect. Is that a Cigars International beanie? It is. It is a Cigars International beanie. So, yeah, we got to get together sometime and smoke some stogies. That would be fun. Brick and I talked in the summer. I'm going to move my shit outside, and he'll probably come over here. Yeah, he'll probably come over here. We're going to smoke cigars while doing a Wolfpack Wednesday show. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, so if
Sneaker,
anybody wants
come
to
on
smoke
over.
this live, let's go.
Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll consider it.
Mike?
I haven't had.
Mike?
It sucks because being in Wisconsin, you pretty much go like December to February without having a cigar. So, sad times for sure. X-Man, you're in Oklahoma, I believe, right? Confirm that. That's still like a 12-hour trip. So, all right. Yeah, if you want to move into smaller statues, etc. Yeah. We got Luis in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here on Wolfpack Wednesdays. Appreciate you. Yeah, join the Discord too, guys. We started that a couple weeks ago, so I got to get better at checking that, though. But yeah, you can come and chat with us, share photos, talk about advice for figures, show new figures that you just purchased, and yeah, just join the community. So it is it's run by all four of us Wolfpack members, but then yeah, you guys are in there as well as other YouTubers too. I ordered 6110 because of Graham, but then canceled it and ordered DF 120s because of Graham.
It's a hard
I'm glad
choice,
I have
man.
both because yeah, definitely they both definitely work. So, and even the DF50 or the 655s are almost like DTOFs, but even like bigger than that. But if you want more of like I'm doing the DX19 with the Bat Pod, and then I'm doing Bat Cycle with the Batman, like just keeping it simple, though that works really well too. So it depends on what you want to do. Working our way down. Yeah, Nick's gonna head off to bed. Good night. Thank you for joining us, Nick. Appreciate you.
Good night.
Adric says, I have the DeLorean ordered, so I can't make up my mind. FYI, I've watched your videos. That's why I got my first Magic case. So I thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate that. I'm glad I could help you guys out and just helping you choose on what's best for you. The DeLorean does fit pretty nice in a 6 series. So I have the DeLorean in my case right now, and I could fit easily a few more figures. I already have Marty and Doc Brown, but I could fit a few more in there too. So it's I'm assuming since you're saying you have it pre-ordered, you're getting Back to the Future 3. But if you have Back to the Future 2 and you want to put it in flight mode, you would need a DF for that. Keep that in mind. Randall H. Cunningham. No, nothing. Not even a titter. Okay. Leave yourself at least 5 inches of space. Do not get that tight. I left myself 2 in a DF in a 120 in a wall case in 118, and I had less than 10 millimeters left to squeeze it in. What a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
It's either for the ladies. Random and possibly, and why are you asking question? If you get Hot Toys Road Worn Thor for under 400 shipped, would you do it? Is that Ragnarok?
Probably.
Spellcheck?
Yeah, it's probably
that's
Ragnarok.
probably the more expensive one. No, I would not. I'm not. I like Marvel just perfectly fine, but I'm perfectly fine with the Bro Thor, and I think Infinity Thor is really good, especially for the price that you can get it for. So
both of them.
Yeah, so I'd probably just stick to one of those two. How about you guys?
You could get both of those for the price of that.
Right.
Yeah. Me personally, I would just wait for the Love and Thunder one. I know it's not the best movie, but it's a badass looking figure with a really nice head sculpt, and it's under 400.
Yeah, I love the Infinity War Thor.
Unless you're a huge. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that. No, I love the Infinity War Thor just because like the figure is really good, and also like him in that movie is really badass.
Yeah,
like that's the representation that I like in particular. But
yeah, I mean, if you're a huge Ragnarok fan, then go ahead and get it. I mean, we all have our love interest.
We got SG Collectibles. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Adric wants to know where his shot video clip is. I can give you the clip. I know some people, sometimes it runs its course, but here you go because of your generosity.
So, you've decided to step up to the plate and support the channel. On behalf of the Jedi Knights Watch, we want to say thank you so much for your contribution. Not only will it help us to improve the channel, give you great quality and entertainment, but it'll also help us take over the world. This one's for you. Thank you so much.
You know what's sad? I don't have that bar anymore. Sold it so I could move my DFs there.
That's right. Get rid of it.
It's gone.
Sorry, I was looking at the comments and didn't realize Sneaker was gone.
He's gone. Sneaker left.
Yeah.
Like
the one comment said it wasn't Ragnarok. It was a Toy Fair exclusive.
Oh.
Huh. I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, but
I probably seen it.
I'm also not the biggest Thor fan though, so I don't think I'd want to spend $400. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. Because, yeah, I mean, I only want one Thor, and like I said, that's the Thor I would get is Love and Thunder. I mean, that's the new one. It's probably a good figure and looks good.
We got Dave's Man Cave in the house. Hey guys, just tuning in. Hope you're all well. We are doing good. We're just really just conversing with you guys and just shooting the shit, really.
Yeah.
Just joined in. Y'all prefer DF 120 or 6 165? 6, I believe the 6 165 is the same as the 110 but longer, correct? That changes things a little bit because you're wider than a DF 120, but you're not as deep. I think I'd still prefer a DF 120 just for the height of the case, though.
Yeah.
Just for the versatility of it. But like you guys said, you can't really go wrong. It's just preference. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought you were in Oklahoma, so shit. It's awesome because I'm meeting so many people in all these states. If I ever get I hate to say big enough, but if I ever could financially afford it, it would be fun to just go state by state and just visit somebody that's a fan of the channel and hang out, whether it's looking at their collection or smoking cigars or having a drink or whatever the case may be. So
that would be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
Or we could just all meet up in one spot and
there you go. Yeah.
People get a hotel cool and
what's central from Wisconsin and Oklahoma? Would that be Southern Illinois or Missouri? I don't know. Never gotten the
Missouri.
Never got the hand of smoking cigars properly. I always inhale too much, like smoking. See, that's lucky for me. I never smoked cigarettes. Saw my grandpa do it. Saw what it did to him. Never wanted to do it. But then, in my younger 20s, you know, I had a cigar and got sick, but I enjoyed it for the most part. And now it's just, I feel like an old soul. Like I just love to enjoy puffing on a cigar and having good conversation, kind of like we do now. So that's why I want to do a live stream outside in the summer and have a stogie. So y'all talking about figures yet? Yeah, we're just talking about, you know, we talked about cases, we've talked about movies, we talked about certain figures, dreams, you know.
I'm about to have a bad dream tonight. I'll report
figures
back
coming
next
to life and killing you.
Yeah. Did you see that sneaker? Not Ragnarok, it's a Toy Fair exclusive.
Yeah,
I looked it up.
That
It is a
figure's
Ragnarok
that figure's
figure.
badass, man. Yeah, it's from like early on in Ragnarok.
From the beginning,
cool.
yeah.
That head sculpt on the new Love and Thunder Thor though is really badass.
For sure.
Just sucks the movie wasn't good, but
All right.
yeah,
We got
Thanos.
Figure Craft. Good evening, fellas. Thank you for being here in the chat. Wolfpack Wednesdays. Too sweet to you. Florida Essential, dude. Florida has some really good cigar shops. Is what DLO tells me. So that'd be fun too. I'm going to Tennessee in August for a vacation. It's a family vacation, so I probably won't really have a lot of time to meet up with anybody. But I'll be in Tennessee this summer, probably in August. So I know Spotchka's in that area, right?
Yeah, he's a couple hours away.
He's on the other side of the state, probably.
Yeah.
Actually, that's probably the side I'm going to, but yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wolfpack cigars, bourbon, or whiskey. I am in. Hell yeah, Carlos. Hell yeah. I tried rum. I couldn't get into it. I know, Brick, you tried rum as well, and I don't know. Too sweet for me, but
too sweet.
Too sweet.
Too sweet for me. What did I Pioneer or Pierre or something like that I tried? It's like a $60 bottle. I forgot what it's called.
A lot of you guys don't know this, and I'm going to give you a little bit of history. So, no, I don't dip my cigars in brandy or anything like that, but I do try to pair them with, you know, a nice whiskey. Brick and I, we actually started a channel back in 2017, beginning of 2017.
Yeah.
It's called Simple Diversion. So go look that up if you want to see our younger days of us. We did a channel together. It was about bourbon and whiskey. I'm sorry, bourbon and cigars, whiskey and cigars, scotch, and it was fun. But this community is definitely a lot more fun. So if you just want to have a good laugh and watch us do some videos, go check that out. So.
If you want to watch one, you should do
the
one
anniversary one,
one of the challenge ones, or the anniversary one.
Yes, where we got drunk on video and lost our shit.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good time.
Too sweet.
You should just share it on your Facebook
Too sweet.
one day.
All right, guys, we have made it. We're caught up.
Wow.
66 in the house, dude. An hour and 13 minutes of just talking shit with you guys. That's what it's all about.
We still have over 60 in the house. That's what's
what
up.
a time to be alive in the 1/6 scale collecting world.
We've talked about dreams, Maju cases, football, cigars, and bourbon. Now let's talk about figures.
No.
Now,
speaking of
unfortunately, this is the figure we are going to be talking about and highlighting tonight. So it is Valkyrie. Was this from Love and Thunder? Yes.
Yep.
Now, this is when I say these thoughts, this is nothing against the actress herself. This is purely against the figure. So don't take this as anything against her. But I'm not a fan. I just, you know, we bring up the topic, is Hot Toys getting sloppy? Like, are they making enough progress? Like, you say what you want about in-art. You see the sculpts are spot on for the most part. They're not 100%, but they're really good. They're trying new stuff like magnetic pegs or magnetic bases. Maybe it's trial and error and it's not always working, but they're trying new stuff. And I'm not saying Hot Toys isn't, but like J&D is doing the silicone. Again, some of this stuff is really pricey, but like looking at figures like this, where it's like, to me, maybe not to everybody, it's an obvious miss. I'm just wondering, like, is Hot Toys progressing enough? Are they getting sloppy? Like the Marshall, you know, Cobb Vanth, was that figure done well enough? You know, is this Valkyrie really done justice? Like they're so lazy on Batman Begins. Catwoman has the same pleather issues that the original has. Like, you have so much time from 2011 when that Catwoman came out to now to do something with material that would be a little bit more longer lasting. Like, I don't know, like, we're kind of jumping right into that topic already, but is Hot Toys getting sloppy? Looking at this figure too, like as one of the poster children for that topic. Brick, you go.
Go Bricky.
So I'll say this.
Keep bricking.
Okay, I think they are somewhat getting sloppy. But I also think that they're taking maybe their best artist over to the artisan line, or over to the 100th year anniversaries, whatever, special edition Hot Toys figures, and then they're kind of just maybe playing catch up with all these other figures and trying to keep up with art or not artisan and art and all this other, their rivals here, basically. So to an extent, I think they're getting sloppy when it comes to like these not saying she's a basic figure, but like the basic line, right? The basic Hot Toys line,
like side characters, or like that, not your
just so that they can focus more on the
franchise.
Just so they can focus more on the main characters and this artisan line. We only have a couple artisan figures right now, but I feel like we're going to get a couple more announced this year. I mean, otherwise, what's the point? By saying all that, I don't think this figure is all that bad. There are a few things that are very eye-catching that are really rough, like the shoulders. Something I said before is these shoulders are the exact same ones as Wanda. And the only problem is you cannot cover these.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to show them off. And that's a problem. I don't mind seeing the seams in the wrist or the elbows or even the knees, the ankles, whatever. But when it's the shoulders, for some reason, it pops out differently and it bothers me. And then her eyes. Her eyes are, they just don't seem to look like the actual actress. They just seem like they don't fit the rest of her face. Other than that, I love her cape. The cape also reminds me of Wanda.
Great cape.
It also reminds me of that same type of cape. Her outfit is really, really cool, unique. I think it looks great with that like silver touch to it. I mean, obviously it's her outfit, right? But it looks really good on this figure. I like the lightning bolt. I think that looks really cool. It would also look cool to use with somebody like Electro or something. Kind of mix and match. But overall, I don't think this figure is terrible. I'll have a hot take. I like Catwoman more, but I think this figure looks better than Catwoman.
God.
I do. I honestly do. And now the reason I'm gonna hold on. The reason I'm saying that is because Catwoman. Catwoman is a 2.0, and if they're getting sloppy on any of these characters, it's Catwoman more so than this one.
Catwoman looks great though.
Does she?
Yes.
Does she?
I think so.
Because I remember the first time we talked about her, we all had our issues, and then all of a sudden, like I don't think Catwoman looks that great, and she worries me too. Like the knees are wrinkled up, her eyes are really bad, her forehead is huge, the hair is not good. I mean, it's not. She looks fine.
The hair's pretty good, actually.
She looks fine, but it's not great.
You better hope how you figure isn't still in this chat.
That's fine. I love you.
Hammer of God.
I really appreciate him too, because how you figure.
Wait, hold on. Pull up this comment. This comment. It's hilarious. It's a cardiac arrest.
Yeah, that's why I hadn't said anything yet. No, okay.
That's funny.
I just but I am more of a Catwoman fan, and I want to like that Catwoman figure. But this figure, it's got its the last couple figures that we've seen here are not great. But I'm not going to go around acting like Catwoman is far superior than this figure.
Very well said. Sneaker. What bothers me about
believe you.
what bothers you're wrong, but no. What bothers me about this figure is the proportions. Not only in the body, weight. Like, I'm sorry, I don't remember the actress's name. If anybody wants to throw that out in the chat, but she's how do I say this? Because I'm not great with my words. She's a an athletic looking actress, but she's not super skinny, right? Like this is
she
just
looks
Thompson.
she looks more fit than how they made the body.
thanks,
right.
Kate.
The body just looks almost anorexic, and like even in the cheekbones and stuff, like the face, like the head sculpt almost looks too skinny as well. So she had more of like a rounder face, it seemed. So I don't know. Those are just some of my problems. And then yeah, we have like that dead stare. Those are my issues with this. But I guess give me your thoughts though. You like this, or what are your issues with it?
So I think like, yeah, I think there's a couple things I have issues with, but I think overall, like, I think it still looks like like you can tell this is Valkyrie. You can tell it's still the actress. Is the sculpt perfect? I don't think so. But like, if you looked at this figure and you know who the character is, I think it's still a representation of the character that's looks good enough for you to say that. It's not like it's so far off that it doesn't look like the actress. I pulled up like on Sideshow. I just wanted to look at like the prototype, and it's just.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that was if this is a lot different than the prototype.
I think if you look at the prototype figure, there's a photo that's like, it shows like, you know, where it shows like all the accessories that it comes with, kind of like the main overview photo. There's just like she's lost like almost like the natural look in her face of the prototype, where it's just like her expression has just like went from like kind of like this more elegant kind of natural look to this is like, I was talking to you guys backstage a little bit about this figure, but it looks almost like her eyes in this have just like, she has the eyes that like, no matter how you try to look in them, they're just like looking off at something, and you can't really tell like what the expression is with the way the eyes look. But if you look at the prototype, you can look it right in the eyes, like of the figure. So if you know what I mean by that, it's kind of hard to explain, but I feel like sometimes these characters just have like these like dead stares, if you will, of just like looking
They
out
don't look
into
alive.
they're looking out into like nowhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, they don't look alive. And then you put them into like an action pose and it just doesn't look right because their expression on their face just doesn't look natural. So I feel like from the prototype to that, this has changed a little bit. Her lips changed a little bit too. Like, just like I said, just like the softness in her face and just like the natural expression. I feel like they lost a little bit of that.
You got the action pose, but it's just
like, yeah, her face in this just doesn't really match the pose. You know what I mean? But if you look at some of these other, like the prototype photos when her head's tilted down and she has like the more natural expression on her face, I think it looks better. But
Their shoulders are bad.
like I said, you can tell this is Valkyrie. So I don't think like this is so far off where it's like, man, this is so bad because like it doesn't look like the character. Like I think it still looks like her. I just feel like that it kind of lost that like that natural look, and the eyes are what's really kind of throwing me off of like, yeah, it just looks like, it just looks like a laser stare into nowhere that doesn't really match. Like this one doesn't look, that other one didn't look too bad. Like the one you were just at right there, like with the head turned a little bit, like this doesn't look too bad.
That hair is good.
The hair looks good. I think the outfit is fine. I think the outfit looks good. Like Brick said, I think the cape looks good. Her hair looks great. The shoulders, it's interesting. Like they should have just done seamless for this. That's another thing. Like they could have just done, it's weird that they choose not to do seamless in some scenarios. Like this is just do seamless in this.
And that's why I ask about like getting sloppy. Like we're cutting corners. Like, is it just because you don't care about the character as much? Just get it out there and whatever. Because like Wonder Woman, you'll go all out for. But yeah, like some of these other ones, not so much.
It might be more cost effective for them to do it this way. And but yeah, it's just like, why not just the exposed joints is just something that, yeah.
On the flip side, so I'm always more interested in the aesthetics as opposed to posability. So like for Catwoman, in my humble opinion, I think she looks great. So if I can't really pose her, it is what it is. I'd rather the looks be better than the posability. But here, on the flip side, though, if you are into posing figures and doing wild stuff, like you don't have to worry about the silicone or the rubber body, tearing or anything like that. So, I mean, there's a positive to it too.
Yeah, I think that's fine. But then I look like like Tremble Dust brought up in the chat, like Warner Brothers 100 Wonder Woman. Like once you see her shoulders and just how like that body looks, it's just compared to this is just
smoking
like,
body.
Man.
Well, and those shoulders from Wanda are really tough.
Yeah, it's like
so that's going to be the same way with her, maybe.
They should have just gone seamless. It's weird why they choose some versus the others, and I don't know. That's where I don't know if sloppy is the right word, because I feel like, kind of to address that point too, I feel like they hit more times than they miss, honestly. Sure. Like I'm more so happy with stuff, and there hasn't really been, I guess, like I don't really have a figure in my collection that I've actually been like disappointed with how it looks.
I have one.
What is it?
Batman Begins. But I knew what it was when I bought it, and I was just hoping to get overtime modded pieces. So
yeah, I feel like the one that's like kind of fresh on people's minds more so was Cobb Vanth with the head sculpt. But for me, the sculpt is good enough for me to display it like that and have the representation of the character, because I really want that character on my shelf. Could the head sculpt have been better? Yes, but I'll live with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's kind of what I think of this one. But it still looks like I said, it still looks like Valkyrie. It still looks like Valkyrie, and I think everything, like, otherwise I think it's still a good looking figure. But
if we just go to our fallback would be in hand. I'm sure this will look a lot better.
It's probably going to be different, right? And that's another thing, is like it seems like more so lately.
Not those shoulders though.
Like not the shoulders. Like, but that was also something that was already on the prototype too. Like the prototype, the announcement, they already had these photos. So like that's not really anything new. That was already there. You know what I mean? It's not like they surprised us with this by showing us a seamless body prototype and then all of a sudden went to exposed shoulder joints. Like that was already there.
True.
But yeah, it's weird because I feel like more so, especially more often, it seems like these figures that people don't look that great. Once they get them in hand, it looks better. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Look at that cape, though. What you can do with that?
Look at that cape.
The cape and the outfit looks good. Cool. I think like the look overall, like the kind of just like the aesthetics of the figure look good. I think like all
they
that.
Should have put her in that white suit, because wasn't that more full body?
That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But that's not obviously from Love and Thunder either. That would have had to be Endgame or something.
Like, and I feel like the Endgame one would do better. You know what I mean? But it's like this movie did not have the greatest reception. You know what I mean? That's another thing. And they're doing a few different figures from this movie. So that's another thing. It's interesting kind of how they pick and choose. And who knows?
When were these figures announced, though? Were they announced when the movie was in theater? Or before?
Good question.
I thought Lady Thor was early on, but I could be wrong. I'm not really
I think another thing with just Hot Toys in general, like when you have a license, you want to put figures out for stuff, regardless of whether or not it's got good reception or not. Like there's business aspects to them picking and choosing what figures are going to come out. And I'm sure their licenses with these companies, they've got to have something in there as far as like what they should be, what they want to get produced. And like there's stuff behind the scenes that I don't really want to speak to because I don't really know about it, but there's stuff that we don't know as far as why they're picking certain characters and producing more versus other ones. I'm sure there's more that goes on. But yeah, would have been nice with a seamless body. I wish the face would have kept that kind of soft, more natural, like a little bit more elegant look to it. This one just like sharpened up her face.
Here it actually looks really soft.
That looks pretty good. Like this looks a little softer right here. So yeah, it's yeah, I'm usually never really too critical on figures because then they show like them in hand and it's just.
Oh, that's what happened with Catwoman.
Yeah.
I mean,
this looks a little bit softer here too.
Good.
This stare looks better on the eyes than this one. Also, I feel like I don't know if it's like just the angles of the photos and like maybe her hair and the outfit, but her neck looks a little narrow. In her like her neck looks narrow, but.
This one looks good too. Yeah, and
yeah, this one looks good.
Lighting.
She looks fine, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it captures Valkyrie, but some of these angles and some of the looks is just a little bit different. But yeah, people are saying in the chat, the blogger just haven't done justice.
It's almost like two separate blogger photos. Honestly, like now
looks a lot different.
We're getting a wave of good lighting here.
Yeah.
So
I think
really
it's a good representation of the character.
Okay. Really quickly though, we haven't heard from How You Figure in a while. Anybody want to do a wellness check on him? Just to
Yeah, I might have
okay.
given him a heart attack.
Let's see. Yeah, Hammer of God says, I'm not getting this figured, but I'd be interested in seeing someone do a body swap to address the physique and the shoulder seams.
Yeah. Cool.
There's only one pose I'll have for Catwoman. The oh my pose. Yeah, I mean, it's a good figure. It's a good figure.
You guys are funny.
Let's see. It's true. The shoulder seams are pretty bad. That's the only thing about that really hurts it for me, still getting her.
Yeah, I feel like it's passable for a lot of people, right?
Well, and I know a lot of people are actually doing this. I think Jazzy said it down here, but they're actually getting her to go into the Ragnarok line. It's not necessarily about this movie. It's having her for the previous representation. So
that's another thing. I don't really care enough about the character to pick this figure up, but if people care about that and they want that representation, that's awesome. Because I think, like, I do feel like the people who are Valkyrie fans that want this figure are probably going to be happy to get this one still.
Zord says figs today just need rolling eyes to help sell the figures more. I agree. I think it really helps the figures, but as long as they keep improving those two, because at least early on, you could really, you could see they almost had the bug eyes on those two, or the gap between the eyelid and the actual eye itself, where it didn't look great either. I think they've gotten better at that though too, and I do think it should be standard that every figure comes with rolling eyes. I mean, especially if you're selling something that's like premium, you know?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, okay, that's that conversation. Yeah, the hair is great. Costume is great. We got good old Spotchka in the house. Cheers to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Yeah, they really should have done the Ragnarok outfit. Yeah, and that's Endgame Valkyrie. But this is
Also,
Hot Toys. Yeah. Don't ever expect
won't?
Hot Toys to do what you're thinking they're going to do, because they won't.
Also, like, now they have the head sculpt, so who's to say they won't just reuse this head sculpt and go back and do another one at this point and just reuse it.
We got Conquer Knight in the house. He says, wow, she's a major miss. I don't know. It's the tale of two figures here, to be honest. But overall, it's not one that I'm going to be picking up. Yeah, she's not perfect, but I'll still pick this one up to complete the endgame line. Yeah, another example is Peacemaker. When the original was announced versus the release, they overhauled that one. Thank God, because that was one I really wanted. I saw the prototype photos and I was like, oof, like, do I still get this? I really want that representation, but at the same time, this looks terrible. So they did the right thing there. So I guess there is once in a while where they do the right thing. So Sneaker, you have Peacemaker?
Yes.
Okay, thought so.
Great figure.
We got to get Brick to finish that series or that season.
Such a good show. It's an amazing show. Actually.
It's good so far.
It pleasantly surprised me, and it is so funny. It is it is one of the funniest shows. It's one of
his
the best.
His arc.
Oh
is
yeah,
great.
because like I said, I think I talked about this before in the past too. Of like, I hated him as a character because they make you hate him in Suicide Squad, even like the reboot. They make you absolutely hate him, like he's a piece of shit. But this movie like makes you love him as a character. I swear, like I completely did a 180 on the character, and just the show was awesome.
All right, no, we're not caught up here. Someone will add custom painted lines on her face for the Ragnarok look. Yeah, maybe. X-Man saw a review already. She looks good to me. We got Austin Nicholas in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here.
What's up, man?
Hope you're doing well. I'm just trying to catch up, guys, so don't mind me. I'm trying to see if there's just talk between you guys or if there's something for... Okay, thank God. I'm here. Catwoman just moves the needle. Graham keeps mentioning her no matter what the figure is being talked about. It's the figure of the moment, a figure of the people. Again, I saw Dean Knight's review today, and I thought just aesthetically, she looks good. So it's gonna be a tough choice.
If you
Get
like
something, it's like, yeah, I don't even want to say it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask you, cause like going back to Catwoman for a sec, because did your Catwoman have damage?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought her like that though, because that's when I wanted to do videos on repairing the pleather, so I got one cheap that was already peeling, and then I just peeled it off.
Gotcha. It was like if you got this and like, I guess would you accept this figure and like if you got it and like shortly after it got damaged, would you like be okay with that?
No.
Or like, would it say you had this figure for like you got it and it was fine,
And that's why she's not a better figure.
and then
than
like
this.
you just like something just maybe you have like a small tear? Are you gonna like try to get a new one? Or, like, I guess, does it concern you at all getting this figure? Like, is that a
Yes.
concern for you?
It is a concern, yes.
Is it preventing you from like getting it now?
Yes.
Like if this suit was like,
But then again, you're almost like, I should get it as soon as possible so it lasts longer.
so it's not
You know?
sitting in a box for
Right.
months and degrading in the box. Like what? If this suit was like a better suit design, would you buy this now?
Yes. Because I'm big into the Dark Knight trilogy. And yeah, it means a lot to me. Like Batman 89 is what I grew up with, but this still is a pivotal moment in my life of just loving on Batman. And I think the trilogy was just done so well. And, you know, I know Brick talked on his show Monday night about just kind of the state of DC. And this was like DC at its high point. Like Warner Brothers, maybe they tried, but they didn't get in the way of these movies, and they were so good.
these movies were doing better than Iron Man. Like this, and Marvel was MCU is becoming a huge thing, and Dark Knight
Right.
was just like killing it.
Epic. Well, and I think Brick and I are on the same page with this. Sneaker, I'm not sure about you, but I think we feel like Batman Begins is our least favorite of the three. Having said that, I think Batman Begins was an amazing movie, and I love how they told the origin story of Batman, and it's so exciting to see how he became Batman and kind of explain it, because we grew up just seeing he's Batman, and we're like, well, how does he get all these stuff? Like, how did this happen? And you know, it just made more sense. And
Yeah.
I mean, and Batman Begins is no slouch. It's just, out of the three, I think I like the other ones just a little bit better.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good, but yeah, like the third, it's really like, yeah, it's really hard to beat the following two, but I really like Begins as well. The trilogy is just a solid. You know, it's just
Yeah,
It's one of the
it's
best
probably
I
one
wouldn't
of
say
the
one's a
three
bad movie.
best. It's probably one of the three best
Yeah.
trilogies out there. But we talk about Batman every single episode. We need to just do this rankings of the movies video.
We do.
You do
We
it.
do. Another Saturday edition of Wolfpack ranking the Batman movies. What were we talking about? Well, how did we get on Batman? Oh, because of Catwoman. We were talking Catwoman.
I was just asking
again.
you about
Yeah.
Catwoman. If what was preventing you from potentially getting it now? And that suit, yeah, that's like, I know you said D
It's
Knight
scary.
like right out of the box, like damaged already. It's just, yeah, like that's when we talk about like is Hot Toys getting sloppy. It's just like, how has this not been solved? Like, how has
Right.
this not been figured out yet? Where we can't get a suit that doesn't just like you make one wrong move on it or shear it a wrong way or catch it on something, it's just torn. You
And
know,
to
or
be
just
fair,
flakes.
it does look like the suit is a different material, but yeah, those pleather gloves and boots.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it was like
are-
more the glove, like the glove that.
Yeah.
Ripped
Well,
or
yeah,
something.
so right up the arm. It looked like
Gotcha,
it caught
okay.
on something and just snagged. But I don't know if there's any, and you guys can let us know in the chat too. Like, I think something that would put me a little bit more like peace of mind is if there's somebody out there that does customs like Unreal Customs or something that does like the boots and the gloves out of leather. That would be cool. Like this would be you did Indiana Jones, the backpack leather. You've done, or was it the coat? I don't remember. It was the coat, right? The coat's leather. But
Yep.
then a Terminator has been leather in the past. Like, why not this one where you had so many figures that had the peeling problem? Why not, make them out of leather and do something premium? So, sucks.
Cheaper.
Yeah. Anywho, also Drax, when that's getting scary too, because I do think he's coming, but the longer we wait, the more scared I get and the more nervous I get. The one figure we all wanted was Drax, a 2.0, and we still have yet to get that announcement. So I don't know if it's...
We need a Drax. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know if it's licensing. I don't know if it's just getting the likeness right. I don't know. But to tease him and not give him to us would be very, very sick. A very, very sick joke from Hot Toys.
Well, they even had one on display, and I mean...
Right. And you could tell it wasn't finished.
Sure.
Like, it
Still,
had
I think
some
it's still
work
gonna
to go.
they're still gonna release it. I'll be the hopeful one.
I agree. It still scares me because what stinks though is without any delays, you're looking at the end of this year that they're going to drop October-ish to the end of the year. So it just stinks that they're all going to be kind of coming out one after another. But then even if the Drax is, announced next month, that's still what, 6-ish months behind, 8 months behind. It would just be nice to have them, come together, and you're still waiting on Drax. So it's just kind of a pain in the ass.
And think about that too as a company. Like, don't you want to put Drax out and have the buyer have the opportunity to buy all of the characters? And like they'd be more, I'd be more willing to get them all if Drax was available. Now because there is one missing, it's like, well, then I'll just get two.
I think potentially, I think like maybe, but like also not everybody can just like. I feel like there's some people that probably can't just buy 3 figures at once, like within a 1 month period. So like I could also see like. We know too, like with this writer's strike and all this stuff, like the amount of figures, like maybe they're looking at it from like, this is how many figures we're going to be making. And they're trying to save it for a time when it's going to be a little slower. Because think about what we're getting this year and like what potential figures we could be getting this year from stuff that's coming out. It's not as much as like past years. You know what I mean? So like, I wonder if they're just holding it for like, we're going to have it announced and then released during a time where maybe like they need to fill a gap or something like that to make it so like they're consistently still putting out a lot. Because they're putting out so many figures. They're putting out so many figures right now that like maybe
it's
they're
almost
just
mainstream now, and that's why I think there's some misses. There's more misses than before because there's
so many figures out.
And when they don't have much to talk about, that's when they will announce that Drax and Blue Beetle.
And I think too they have to like go with when they're making figures, like they have to go with like these licenses and other IPs and stuff that they're picking up and get those for like time frames. Like some of this makes me think about, I know it's absolutely not the same, but some of this makes me think about Black Series when everybody in the community always wanted like, well, why don't you do more figures from this? And it's like, well, they have like this new content coming out. They have to prioritize this stuff because that's what Disney wants them to put out. That stuff is more fresh. They want them to put out these certain things. Yeah. So like from a marketing perspective and just from like a business perspective, they're going to put out stuff that's hotter and like, yeah, it's just, I feel like I think they're going to do it. It's just going to probably be, that's
a really good point, Sneaker.
It's not like a high priority and they're going to be able to like, they can do it if they want to do it. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's probably, I'm totally spitballing, but I feel like that maybe has something to do with it, but just like they have to look at a long-term plan for how they're releasing stuff too. Like you have to fill gaps. They have to have some type of like timeline or like pipeline of figures that they're going to announce and release because these things take so long to come out. They have to have some like type of strategy, I feel like.
How You Figure says, I stepped away for a bit, but just rewatched his comment. It's disappointing, but Brick knows deep down that it's not true. He also was hating on Toby Spidey during his live stream the other day.
It's true. Sorry.
It's true.
It's true. X-Men says,
no,
oh man,
not
Dean got her.
But my thoughts on Catwoman. It's true.
I got you.
Yeah, I was surprised too because during his initial blogger video, he kind of was like not sure when he was going to get her, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's already got a video out. So yeah, he picked her up, and he's excited to have her from what it looked like. But at the same time, I think it's also kind of a kick to the groin to know that it's still going to have the same issues. So he even said like he had so much fun posing the 1.0 Catwoman that this one, it's almost a nightmare to pose. So he's just going to put her in like those museum types of poses and just kind of have her on the shelf. So yeah, it's sad. It's kind of sad. Yeah, I don't know. 303 spray, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that stuff, but yeah. Casablanca says, I watched Morbius for the first time last night. What a world we live in.
It's Morbius.
Yeah, so I know there's people that think Dark Knight Rises is like the weakest of the three, but I still liked it. I liked Catwoman. I liked Bane.
It's the
I like
best
them
one.
all. I just like them all. I don't know.
Spotchka and I had a good time defending Dark Knight Rises. I think it's the best one.
I don't
It's a really
know,
good
man.
movie.
It's really hard to beat The Dark Knight for me.
True. Yeah, Drax and a few others are low priority. They'll come out, but yeah, Moneymakers will show up ahead of them. Batman 85, Phantom Menace 25, Star Wars Darkseid. Yep.
Yeah.
I just hope, but I hope because it is a lower priority though that they still get the head sculpt right. You know, the body shouldn't be as much of an issue this time around because he's fully clothed, but get that head sculpt right. Yeah, holiday special Mantis is being slept on. The figure is going to be amazing. Plus, once Catwoman releases, I will need another figure to champion. No, I'm all in on the Mantis. So have that one pre-ordered. Was looking forward to that. That was one of my figures I was wishing would come out of the graveyard for Hot Toys for a few years. So that one will be coming home as well and joining my Guardians lineup. Yeah. Again, Logic don't live in Hot Toys house. Announce the whole team. Yeah, this year's stacked.
Oh yeah.
Nick says I can confirm Toby Spidey ain't where it should be. Could have been so much better. All right. Any final thoughts on Valkyrie? Anybody on the panel picking her up?
No,
We
not
all
gonna pick
pretty
her
much
up.
said we weren't. Yeah.
Nope. I'm excited. I'm like kind of intrigued to see how this one turns out when more people get it in hand, though.
Sure. Justice for Wongers. All right, guys. We let's finish up with a little overreaction Wednesday. Not something we've done in a few weeks. So again, explain your answer. We don't have to make this like a 15-minute segment for each one, but explain your answer. And I'm gonna let Brick go first here. So
Oh, boy.
the topics that he has is drink from the cup,
Okay.
third wheel, or for the cure.
I'm gonna go with I'll go with For the Cure.
For the cure. I think you already know what this one is. So, collecting hot toys. So again, if you guys are new, Brick has to let me know if this is an overreaction or not, and why. So collecting hot toys is more of a curse than a cure. Is this an overreaction or no?
Ooh, the way you worded it, I mean, I get what it means, but I don't know how if I believe it's an overreaction or not. I'm gonna go with that. It's not. It
Not
is
an
an
overreaction.
overreaction. It is
is
an
an
overreaction.
Okay.
I think it is more of a cure. I think that part of being human is, and I'm not trying to say I'm depressed and all that stuff, but I think to be real though, I think that as human we all need something to attach to. We all need a hobby. We all need an outsource, and obviously that this hobby is that for a lot of us collectors. I think that when we go into our collection room, when we buy a new figure, when we are posing that figure, it puts our mind somewhere else. And I think we're being healed by that. I think in a sense it's kind of like if I build a Lego set, like I'm thinking of that, like I'm being free from the stress of the world, right? Obviously, if we have kids like I do, that's helps as well, but sometimes you just need that time to yourself. You need that hobby to yourself. And I think it's a curse if you overspend, but at the same time, I think it's a cure because it can really help with mental state and bringing in these new figures and the nostalgia factor of, you know, that feeling that you get with buying a figure that's from your childhood is you can't compete with that. That is something that is extremely special. To have like, for example, the RoboCop, to have a RoboCop in hand, something that I watched as a kid, and I used to have a RoboCop toy, and to be able to have a figure in hand that feels so lively to me as that crappy toy did back in the day, you know, whereas now that crappy toy would be shit, but to me, this hot toy is like what I had back then. It's special to me. And then to have those memories just flood through your brain. So I think it's a cure. I mean, you know, it really, the community itself, meeting people across the world, having a live stream with friends, like it all comes together as collecting hot toys and being a part of the community. And yeah, it's a cure.
Sneaker, you got anything to add? Any 2 cents? Any rebuttal?
Kind of torn on this one, to be honest. Yeah, this one kind of made me think a little bit because
sinister. So it's okay. Whew. I needed that.
So it's okay. I think that I think it's an overreaction. I think it's more of a cure feel good thing, but I don't just completely like count out and eliminate the fact that there's a curse element to this hobby. I think it is more of a cure. There are more positives than negatives, but for me personally, like there's things that come with this hobby that like, one is like, once you're in deep into the hobby, like I feel like that is like a mini curse. You are so in the thick of the hobby that like there's no escaping. You know what I mean? You could escape, but it's gonna be a lot of work, a lot of time. And there's also like, there's some like collecting at this level, I feel like there's some stresses collecting at this level. Right. I'll say that. I feel like if I'm being real with myself for a second, fair. Like there's some stresses that come with this. I've been having some issues lately where like I've been getting a lot of damaged figures. And I've had such good luck for a while, and then I've had hit a string of bad luck. And I'm not gonna lie, that is like, I don't want to say like this is not stressful like we're talking about like other types of just like real life stress of like real life things, but like it's stressful when you spend this amount of money and then you have problems, and then you got to try to sort it out. And then, you know, I've had times where Sideshow doesn't want to do anything about it. So like there's issues that come along with this hobby too, but I think there's a lot more positives and cure, so to speak, of what it does for you. And just like, yeah, there's a lot more positive things about being absorbed in the hobby, but it comes with things that like you can't overlook of being somewhat of a curse, dare I say it. That's all I got to make it interesting.
Really quickly, I want to say hi to a friend of the channel, 6-Scale Mafia in the house. Sup all. Not a curse at all. 10 plus years in 1/6, and it saved my life. I would love to hear that story sometime from Anthony. Thank you for being here, my friend. Sure. And yeah, thanks for saying hi and stopping in. Yeah, it's a curse when all the 89 stuff hits at once. Imagine when those computers come out, those bad computers. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, man.
TW is the curse. I forgot they were still around. And 1/6 kit is the cure. Sneaker knows I just started the hobby, and he always mentions be careful or dangerous time to be a new collector, or don't give in to FOMO. Dude, it's keeping me grounded. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, even me, I've been collecting about 4 years now, and I go through streaks, you know, like I'll be very selective and disciplined, but then, you know, I'll start to just kind of buy. And then you like, if you're not like financially, if you're not looking at it close enough, you blow through your monthly budget like that. And you're just like, oh, if I really look at it and add it up, I spent this much money. I'm like, oh shit, I could have used that elsewhere. So make sure you're paying your bills, you know, saving money. Curses.
Yeah. Do you ever look at your figures and just start counting like, okay, so 250?
Please stop talking.
Start to lose breath after.
And then all of a sudden you're at 10
Don't
grand.
say this. Don't go
You're
here.
at 10 grand. You're like, oh
Like,
shit,
sell 'em
I'm not
all.
even done counting it.
Sell them all.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Space is the curse. Hot toys is the cure. Very good. Yes, budgeting issues. However, I've seen people stress out about going broke. Just take it slow and steady. It's not a race. The journey is its own reward.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
let
and
it
you
become,
you don't need to compete with anybody. Like, just because somebody has a couple hundred figures doesn't mean you need to. Like, if you have 10 figures, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, compared to some people, my collection is huge. Compared to others, my collection is tiny. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's for your own enjoyment. So it doesn't matter what others have, or like, it doesn't matter how you display. If you want Maju cases and you can afford it, great. If you can't and you have them on a shelf, that's perfectly fine too. Just make sure you dust. But there's no wrong way to do this hobby. Well, unless you're being irresponsible. So that's really the only places that I see the curse as well, where I do feel like sometimes it's more of an addiction too, because I'm like always scouring eBay and looking, and like I shouldn't buy something, and then I do buy something, and I'm like, oh damn it.
That's dangerous. Searching
Right.
on eBay daily, it's like, oh
Yeah.
That's
Man,
what I'm
those
saying. It's
deals.
kind of like it kind of goes both ways. I don't know if curse is the right word, but it kind of goes both ways, because I feel like if I don't do that, like, I don't know. I feel like that helps me, like, just knowing everything. The more you know, I feel like in this hobby helps me not make mistakes. But at the same time, like, you're really just like getting really in the thick of it, and really like, yeah, it's just like you invest a lot of time and into it. But
for sure.
At the same time, it's helpful to do that for me personally.
Right.
And it's fun. But yeah, it kind of can go both ways.
Yeah, Mafia says too, the short version got me out of trouble. Collecting gives me a safe hobby. Got me into photography, got me into a great job, met great friends, etc. Yeah, like I always tell my wife or think about to myself, or like there's a lot of other worse things we could be into than collecting these figures, you know, like we're not out doing terrible things and whatnot, but you know, it also opens up creativity. And what I like about it too is I look at these figures as like art, but like also it opens up your creativity to posing them. And maybe you might not be so good at posing, but at the same time, it gives you that avenue to explore, you know, and do different things with. And yes, photography as well. Like it opens up doors to do other things. So yeah, really great point.
Yeah. And I would say the best thing about the hobby is almost not the figures. It is the friendships that we make on these channels and through these comments and on the live streams and whatever. Like that to me, like if I didn't have this, I wouldn't be as into, like, you know, obviously, like I am a collector. I want these figures, but talking to you guys, like, it makes me like think twice about maybe Catwoman, for example. Oh man, like it makes it more fun and to kind of overthink about a figure, to maybe like, should I buy this figure or not? It just makes it more of a game and more fun.
Right. Really quickly, I want to say goodnight to Carlos. Thank you for joining us tonight, Carlos. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
See you, bro.
We have our second super chat of the night. Another generous $4.99 from How You Figure. Thank you so much, my friend. I do appreciate you always being here every week, being active in the chat, and just going above and beyond and becoming a member and super chatting. That $4.99 is going towards my new Mac. I'm going to start like a little thermometer chart, and we are $10 in with just like 1,390 to go. So we're gonna keep a chart, and we're gonna get that computer here and make our editing lives easier and whatnot. But he says, feel this is an important topic. Do you all feel as content creators there is a pressure to get more figures for content purposes? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do.
Now, yeah. Go ahead.
No.
Explain.
Says the
Wants to
guy
go
with the
first.
most figures.
I would say, do I feel there's pressure for me to get more figures for content purposes? No, I don't look at figures of like I'm buying a figure because now I can make more content. I get figures because I want to. Also, I don't want to make, like, for me personally, for my channel, maybe other people are different. Some people buy figures to make content and maybe they don't keep it or whatever, which to each their own. That's fine. For me personally, I want the figures that I get to be representative kind of like of who I am as a collector. Like obviously I've evolved over a short period of time, I guess, since I started my channel. Like I've evolved a lot as a collector. I want that to show how I'm evolving and what figures I'm picking up versus what I started with. Like obviously I was primarily Star Wars. Now I've branched out. The figures that I get in review is because like I want to show how I feel about that particular figure, why I picked it up, rather than just showing things about the figure, like what I like personally, what it means to me to have it. I feel like that's the more important aspect for me of like, I want my channel to be more about that, of like people getting to know me more as a collector, why I get the things I get, not so much of like, oh, it's great, I can make a review of this figure now. Does that make sense? I don't feel like it's pressure to make.
I think the pressure that I find isn't necessarily getting figures, because I don't buy the figures that I don't want, but my pressure is getting figures soon enough where it's still hot that I could do a video.
Yeah.
And I know Justin owns that corner of YouTube, but at the same time, I'd still like to do a video on, like why I got it, what I like about it, but I want to do it like when it's relevant. So that there's the pressure I feel is just getting a figure sooner than maybe waiting while I, maybe have the funds in a better situation, or just maybe I want this figure on a discount, but I feel like I kind of have to get it sooner rather than later. Or maybe I just want it so bad that I have to pay the premium to get it overseas, which I don't do very often at all. But there's just a little bit of that pressure. Not that I necessarily fall into it, but there's that thought in my mind that I really wish I could get this sooner so I could get this video out sooner.
Yeah. For me,
I feel like I need to,
Yeah.
100%. For me, I'm in the hobby, number one, because of the figures. Right. Number two, the community. And number three, I have a YouTube channel and I do care about numbers. I know a lot of YouTubers may not express that, but it's a big impact on your channel and what you're doing. So, again, number one is figures, two is community. But yes, I do look at the numbers. So when I do see other channels reviewing figures, and especially if it's a figure I don't care about, I don't care. But if it's a figure that I like, and I was like 50-50 on it, and somebody reviews that figure and gets it like day one or whatever, then I'm like, well, crap. If I'm gonna ever do a review on this figure, I need to get them now. So that it not to the extent where I need like every figure that's released and whatnot, but kind of like what you were saying, Graham, like you got to get it sooner. So if we are gonna do a review on it, if we are gonna another thing too is to kind of go alongside of that is when you do see these reviews and you're unsure of a figure, like for me, Buzz Lightyear, I'm like unsure I'm going to get it. But then because we're so into the community, all of a sudden it's like, yep, got to get it. It went from like 30% chance to 100% chance. And so that becomes a curse. But
Yeah, so I mean, and even though I feel the pressure, doesn't mean that we just buckle under it either. I mean, there's things that I'll wait on, but there's a little bit of that pressure, I guess, as a content creator. Single Songwriter says, doesn't YouTube kind of force you to make more and more content to keep the algorithm going? To be honest, I don't look at my numbers a ton. I'm not good with the algorithms and stuff. I honestly just try to give you guys consistency. And if you watch it, you watch it. So I just try to do the Wolfpack Wednesdays, and then I try to come out with a video every Friday or Saturday, like me creating content. So that's really all I do, because it's for fun. And if I can make a couple dollars that go towards the channel, that's great. But I don't know if you guys look at the algorithm or know about that more maybe than I do.
I don't really look too much at I don't really look at the algorithm. I try to, it's YouTube is weird. YouTube is really weird. So yeah, like if stuff is like just released, if there's a figure that's just released, if you get first batch and you get something quicker, a lot of people are searching for what that looks like. So it's going to hit easier. So that is true of reviews, of like your review is going to hit better if you get a figure earlier. But for me personally, like, I don't know. I don't really play too much into the algorithm thing, because I've accepted the fact, especially for figure reviews, that I'm not getting first batch figures. I'm just not. I'd rather spend that. Like, I know people who spent $100+ to get a figure shipped to them. I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing it. Like, that's potentially half a figure that I could get now in the market. So I've just kind of accepted the fact of like, I don't really care too much about that. If I want to do a review, I'm just going to do a review on my own time and make content that I want to do for my channel. If it's the videos hit, great. But also, like, I haven't really done a ton of long form content. I do a lot of lives. Like, I've done just a lot of live stuff because it's more fun to me. So if you look at my channel, I haven't really done a lot of like long form
We love
stuff.
seeing your face.
Yeah. I love seeing my face.
You have a pretty face.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, I haven't really just like I have some long form, like I've started doing more of that lately because I enjoy doing it. Like, it's, at first I was like, I don't really want to do reviews. And now I've gotten more into it because it's more fun. I found like kind of the flow of my reviews and just like getting better and getting feedback from people has been fun. So yeah, it's kind of like, it just continually evolves. I'm just trying to, I don't really care too much about the algorithm because like, I'm not going to focus on trying to get a video to hit. That's like honestly the last thing on my mind. I just want to like you said, Graham, the most important thing, the most important thing is, yeah, share it. And then the most important thing is like just consistency.
Right.
I think if YouTube likes anything, it's just that you're consistently putting out content, because then the more you grow, the more your channel's recommended through other avenues of like, a lot of it's 1/6 community based, where like, if you look at YouTube, if you look at your algorithm and stuff, or your, if you look at YouTube Studio or whatever, like a lot of the times, if I look at it, it shows like what other people are watching. And a lot of it's just like other people in the 1/6 community. You know what I mean? So we all kind of like are helping each other, I feel like, in that way, as far as our content goes within kind of the 1/6 realm. But I don't really put, I don't put a lot of stock into that. I just like putting out fun content, and
it's fun.
Yeah,
that's why
fun.
we, you know, we like the hobby and we like sharing it. So yeah,
there is not
being creative
money to be made for this to ever be a full-time job, unless like, I mean, like Justin, obviously he's a whole, like he is basically the algorithm basically at this point, because he reviews figures so early on, and then he gets he's
hustled, and
he's hustled, and that's like, he's built that for himself. And like, I don't ever, that's not something that I'm personally interested in, but if you can make a job out of it, it's really tough to do that. More power to you if that's something that you can do, but that's not something. I have a job. It's not really something. I'm just doing this for fun. If I just like make any little bit of money, awesome, that's really cool. But I'm just kind of like, you know, putting that back into my channel to just make it more fun and better. That's kind of my view on it. Long-winded answer, but yeah.
We also have a $5 super chat from Luis. Appreciate you all and all that you do for the collecting community. Thank you so much again for the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate you. Too sweet to you, my brother. We have $15 towards that Mac Mini, so that we don't have this slow ass computer that's dragging me down. Editing, you guys should see me edit. I should do a video on that. It's fun. But no, thank you, Luis, for the super chat, and I appreciate you being here as well. 60 Mafia says there's a pressure, yes, but you realize it's false. I do a review, for example, whenever the hell I work. There's no way at all that early reviews will give you a return of investment. True. Yeah, if you go out and pay that premium and buy that figure, it's not like you're going to make your money back. So it's a good point.
That's a dangerous game, man, to like, oh, I'm going to buy a figure just so I can do an early review and post it on YouTube. And then like, if you're banking on like to get thousands of views, like that's just not, it's just not fun. Like that to me does not sound fun at all.
You get like 3,000 instead of 1,000.
Like that does not sound fun to me. Like, and then like, that's when you talk about like this being at least like a curse. Like if you're trying to chase growth by buying figures early, and you feel the pressure of like, oh, I gotta buy this figure ASAP, I gotta put up my review immediately, like, oh yeah, you're gonna tap out. Or like, how is your content, like how good is your content actually gonna be, and how much are you actually gonna like put like care towards what you're doing versus like just chasing success? You know what I mean? I feel like it's tough.
Yeah, and Trummel Dust says, I don't like copying figs just to flip, blah, especially the return of investment being as low as it is right now, basically. Yeah, and some YouTubers will do that, and more power to them. That's fine. But yeah, I don't buy a figure that I'm planning on selling because you're not going to get your return. It's a lot of work to sell. So I typically will buy a figure that I want to have. And then sometimes, though, if I don't feel like reviewing it, I'm not reviewing it. Like, honestly, if there's something that has a ton of accessories or something, I might just skip it too, because I gotta want to do it. Like if it's not something I want to do, then I won't do it. So yeah, good conversation, man. This was all based off of the curse or the cure. So appreciate you guys being in the chat and just giving us your input as well. Ben says great discussion. How You Figure says, I started the channel to hang out and talk about figures. I haven't felt pressure yet, and my favorite part of all this so far is live streams and hanging out. Yeah, man. I mean, everybody does live streams different, but we definitely try to make this just kind of a hangout with you guys and have your voice heard and give your input. And yeah, we're just kind of facilitating the conversation between us all. So yeah, be fans of friends. A rising tide raises all ships. And again, that's something that I've really prided myself on, is just all the people I've met and all the connections I have throughout like the States and even the world. Like being able to tell my kids I'm streaming with somebody from Ireland tonight or Australia or something. Yeah, Daddy knows somebody over there, and they like the same stuff I do. It's really cool to just
see, honey, I'm not a loser. There's other people that like the stuff I like too.
I know people. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are killing the chat. I honestly can't even keep up. So, Isaiah in the house, he says, any updates on the new MOM Scarlet Witch? No, unfortunately, we pretty much don't know until she drops. Yeah, it's kind of the wait and see game. She's got to be getting up there in wait time. And she's got to be coming out soon. You would think they'd want to release her. That figure. I know, right? You would think they would want to release her in enough time before Endgame comes out. Yeah. That Artisan's gonna be a beaut. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all for fun. So, okay, let's quickly go to the next one. It's Sneaker's turn. So, you have drink from the cup or third wheel.
Third wheel.
Okay. All right. And that is
okay.
Okay. It's time to start taking third-party companies seriously. We talked about this earlier in the show. We talked about Mars Toys and how they're killing it, and you have other companies that are doing really well too. So it's time to start taking third-party companies seriously. Is this an overreaction?
Not an overreaction. I think it is. I think it's like, I think it's fresh on my mind because Mars Toys has been releasing these just like banger figures from Batman. That's another thing. But I think it is like, I think as a collector and especially in 1/6, I feel like you should take third-party companies seriously, especially because they're able to put out some stuff that hasn't really been on the radar of Hot Toys. Sorry, my dogs are doing zoomies in the background, but all of a sudden
they gotta pee.
Popping out of nowhere.
Not sure why they just did that, but they just barked and ran. But yeah, I think you should take them seriously. They have like a really good opportunity right now to be, especially Mars Toys. I mean, they've just been killing it, but they like these companies, if they take themselves seriously and they actually like really work to put out good products, I feel like that's even more important. But I think it is. I feel like it is time to take them seriously, especially because like there's a lot more competition in the market now. For me, more so, it's probably looking at figures that Hot Toys hasn't really made though. Figures that they're not really making. I have one third-party figure, but I will tell you, like the more and more that I've been seeing, the more that I'm interested in. A couple that come to mind are like the I forget, there was a couple different third-party Riddlers. I know Yan Toys is one. There's another one. I forget exactly what it is. But like it's been on my radar. I feel like you absolutely should take them seriously. And they're putting out good figures. Like Graham, I've seen some of your third-party figures that you have too. And I know like Brick, you have the Fiend, and like a lot of people love that figure because of the way the suit was designed. Because you can move. Yeah. Is that the one you can like move?
I actually
really well
think the flexibility is better.
Yeah, isn't the flexibility really good? And the suit will just like bounce right back to form.
Yeah, like, I mean it takes a little bit, but yeah, it does. Like after
so
a
like it
weeks.
bounces back quick. So I think it's absolutely like if you're in this hobby, I think you should take third-party companies seriously, especially if there's figures that you that you're looking to get that Hot Toys hasn't released.
Like, I don't think Hot Toys is ever going to do a Willy Wonka or an Alfred.
No. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do a Gene Wilder Willy Wonka.
You know what I'm hoping Mars Toys does as a little side note? I need them to do Bob from '89 Batman, the lead goon.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
I want that coat with the cartoon Joker.
Yeah.
And then, the big knife and everything. So I'm waiting for that one too. That would be nice.
Yeah, I think it's tough because I always lean more towards like third party is still not you're not getting licensed figures.
True.
So I think you have to be careful, but I think if you're collecting 6CL, it's good. You should have them on your radar.
Right. Brick, you have any thoughts or rebuttal on this?
I agree a lot with Sneaker. I think we should, and I'm sure some people have taken them seriously for a while now. And I do like this comment from Mafia.
100%.
If you do collect Hot Toys, like, you really have to be on a budget just for Hot Toys alone. And then all of a sudden you have in-art figures popping out. You got, Jazz Inc. vehicles, right, Steve? So you got all this stuff that you have to kind of keep track of. And then all of a sudden Mars is coming out or Present Toys or something. So if you kind of just here and there, kind of grab one here and there, duck, goose, right? And pick one, then I think you're fine. But when it comes to the figure itself, I think their quality has gotten so much better. They look great. I mean, these Batman figures coming out, like, the Joker, you have Alfred, like we were talking about. We got Wonka coming out that looks great. Man, what else do we got coming out? We even
Street.
Yeah.
A lot of the 66 stuff from Batman is coming out too. Riddler.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's looking really good. So I don't see why you shouldn't take them seriously unless you really just want them. Obviously Hot Toys is a higher quality. But unless you really just want to have the name on the box that says the Joker and not the prankster or something, if that bothers you, then okay. But I'm with Sneaker on this.
Let's ask that question really quick. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but does it bother you though, like having, or like, let's just say you could get the Mr. J figure or you could have the DX8 Joker. Mm-hmm. Does it bother you though if you had Mr. J and he didn't have like the license, like you knew it was third party, and no matter how good it looks, like it's not?
Yeah, my
Joker.
I'm weird. I'm weird like that. Like, part of me cares. Like, if I'm going to choose between one of those, it bothers me knowing that it's Mr. J. It bothers me that they couldn't get the name Joker on there. But the more you get into this hobby and you start realizing it doesn't matter, like these are still really good figures, the less I care about that. I've only been in the hobby for a little over a year. So when you first get into the hobby and you're like third party, that just sounds bad. You know what I mean? Because you come into the hobby as like a hot toy. Now, some people don't. Some people get third parties or they get other, and that's great. I wish part of me wishes that I started from third party figures so that I could respect those figures more, because I know there's some great ones out there. But when you start with Hot Toys right away and then you look at these third party figures, you're like, okay, they look cool, but is that, is that like a lower class? And you just some stupid things that go in your head that not a lot of people like to, say.
That's a great point. Before I started getting a couple, and I only have a couple, and for me, again, it just sprinkles in. I'm still focused on Hot Toys, and that's my major concern. But like, I thought I would be more concerned about it being third party, and but my Edward Scissorhands, like when I look at it, I don't look at it as third party or like whatever it's called. It's called Scissorhands, I think. But like, I just look at that as Edward Scissorhands. Same thing with my 66 Joker. Like, it's just my Joker. So. Yeah, that's a good point. But Sneaker, did you have anything you wanted to add before we kind of move on?
It doesn't bother me. Like, I was looking at like I said, the one third party figure I have is a VTS Toys Dark Zone agent from The Division, which is a game that I just like. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games ever. But This figure's badass, man. And it took me a while to put together. Like, it took me over an hour to put everything on it because it comes with so much stuff. Like, it's got everything specific to the game. Like, it could easily pass as a licensed figure. It's just not, it's just not specific to that. But it looks great. I got it right over here by my desk. But I couldn't care less if something is licensed. If it's a good figure, it's fine. Also, if it has the writing on like a base or something, you could always just use a different base that has the name.
True.
You could get a custom base.
Yeah, like all the
things
things
a different name on there, you just get a custom base.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think too, I will say one factor I think too is like how much money are you spending? Because if you're spending a good amount of money and it's something that's unlicensed, I feel like that's a little bit more risky to do that. If you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on something that isn't necessarily licensed, like how true is it going to be to that representation? You know what I mean? But I feel like for how third-party figures are priced right now, like the value is there for a lot of these figures to be, to be for the likeness. If it's capturing the likeness and that's what the value is, I feel like that's a fair kind of spot to be in.
Yeah, Mafia says, but no lie, Mars is doing great. Mr. J and W are very well made, and my Alfred will be here tomorrow.
Nice.
Are you doing a video on that, Anthony? Because I'd love to see it. I saw Breda's, and I'm blown away by just the quality of that Alfred. And mine's en route, so I'm excited to get mine. But mine always takes a little bit longer to get here. So hopefully,
I should track one 6 scale cheeseburger. That's all I want.
Cheeseburger is so cool, man.
And the onion ring.
It really is.
No, that's yeah, I can't wait for that Alfred. So yeah,
I'm gonna give it to my Tom Holland Spider-Man and just have him eat. Like he's on the rooftop of the high school or something.
Buy the figure for the cheeseburger.
It's a cool figure.
We got another super chat of $4.99. I think we're up to $20 now going for that Mac computer from Adric23. Again, thank you so much for the second super chat. That is mighty generous of you. I'd take a shot, but I don't want to keep drinking. So keep counting. We want those reviews, specifically ModuCase videos. By the way, I liked your old room way better. Hit me up with the second shot video. I know. It's okay. So guys, I just want you to know, as soon as ModuCase comes out with those new cases, they're gonna go right here. So we'll have something here, but this is just kind of the temporary setup. So I apologize. All my stuff's right over here, and it just works out so much better. But for the streams, it sucks. I get it. So over time, we're gonna get more figures over here. But also, you bring up that you're interested in ModuCase videos. There we go. So I did just get this today, and this is from ModuSpace themselves. These are the new RGB lights for the DF cases. So I was picked to be able to trial these and test them and review them. So I'm going to be installing these hopefully this weekend, and I'm going to be doing a video on the RGB lights and how they work and all that stuff. I'm not actually familiar with them, so I'm going to open this up, check it out, get this review for you guys, so you'll have more ModuCase content coming your way. And then yeah, as soon as I can get some of these cases too, I'll be doing those. But yeah, thank you again, and I will hit you up with that second super chat video.
Oh, so you decided to be very generous and give another super chat. Well, I just gotta say, you are one of a kind. And thank you so much, because now you get to see me drink another bourbon. This one's for you.
With authority, he just drops the hammer. Thank you so much again for the super chat, Adric. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Brad says, I just want a great figure. Here's the real question of the night. If they made Graham, Sneaker, and Brick into 1/6 figures, which one would get waitlisted?
None of us would get waitlisted.
Should we do a poll?
Nobody wants to collect us.
Nobody does, man. But we could put DLO in there because he's the fan favorite.
What would be some of our accessories, guys? What would we have? Maybe the chat should answer that question. That'd be funny.
I'd have a 2-scale Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. I would be a 6-scale figure, and then I'd have a 6-scale to scale smaller figure of Obi-Wan.
I thought you meant like you'd be a 6 scale figure in an Obi-Wan's 1-to-1 scale hand.
No. I just life-size Obi-Wan would be holding me.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, I'm just making it through here.
Man.
Yeah. Graham comes with SS exclusive bourbon, sideshow exclusive. Sneaker would come with a Lando accessory.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
DLO would be waitlisted. Everybody wants to fill it.
Right.
Yeah, Graham would be delayed while they get the whiskey barrel right.
Oh man.
Yeah, Kenobi. That's funny. Well, I got the poll up. You guys can vote. Make sure you vote. See which one of us would be waitlisted if we were a 1/6 figure. And then we're gonna go to the last question then of the night for Overreaction Wednesday. So Brick, it falls back to you. You don't really have a choice because it is the last one. So it is Drink from the Cup. And that one is Grails are just a majestic fairy tale.
Oh man.
Basically, Grails don't exist anymore. Or don't exist at all. Now it's kind of a loose term,
I would say this is an overreaction.
Oh my
now
God.
I will also say
Son of a gun.
I feel like every year I would say every year we get more and more figures. So when you get more figures, there's going to be less of a percentage that becomes a grail. So to us collectors, we might feel like there's not a lot of grails out there anymore, or it's going to be harder for these figures to become grails, right? But in reality, it's because we're just getting so many damn figures right now. We also have artisan figures coming out. We have anniversary figures coming out. We have figures that we've never seen before, like Padme, coming out. So I think they are still out there. I think you just need to give these figures a couple years before they actually become a grail. That's all.
No, that's a good point. Talking about artisan, like those could be grails, when they've been out for a while, or even maybe just right away. I personally think there are still grails, but I do think it's all on a limited time basis. And we're not talking about personal grails. We're talking about like community grails here. So like, just because something is a grail today doesn't mean it'll be a grail tomorrow. That's the way I guess I look at it. So don't like if you're going to be spending up big money for these figures, just take it into consideration that there might be a 2.0 tomorrow, and it might just kill the value of what you just spent. So, Sneaker, what are you have any thoughts? You have a rebuttal?
I would say it's an over. Would come with the Hot Toys or Hot Wheels. I would say it's an overreaction. I don't think they're a fairy tale. I think really the main thing is they're a grail until they're not, essentially, because what happens is like it's almost like there's timed grails. There's like timed grails. It's there's a few figures that I can think of like they haven't done. Snow Troopers. Yeah, like there's figures they haven't done. Like the grails are out there, and I feel like too, like we're in a time right now where it doesn't feel like there are, but it's just going to be a constant revolving cycle. There's always going to be a few figures that are grail level to people, and also I think it's like what it means to you is more so important too. Like what's your grail? That may not necessarily. Are we talking about grails of like
sold
out, hard to
Blanco,
get?
I just mean like in general, like they don't exist because of the mindset that this could be a 2.0 anytime, no matter what the figure is, like it's almost you think something's a grail, but then 89 Batman, 2.0 comes out, and stuff like that happens, or Nightmare Batman, or DX7 Luke, and then Bespin comes out. So stuff like that.
I still think there will always be grails.
So it's an overreaction.
It's an overreaction. There will always be grails, and then there's going to come a time when all these figures that are right now that are all discounted, and there's going to come a time where like down the road, we don't know what's going to happen with some of these. Because then look back at what has happened. I guess like we've talked about this in the past. I've been collecting what, like a year and a half, but you know, I've heard people talk about like Darkside Anakin was just sitting there at a huge discount. Nobody wanted to pick up Darkside Anakin. And look at what he's at now. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's potential for some of these figures to be, you know, down the line in a couple of years or something where they shoot up in value because all of a sudden people want them, or a show comes out and then, oh, I want to pick up that figure, and then the price skyrockets. So if we're talking from that level, I think it's always going to exist in the hobby. There's too many figures for it not to exist. There's always going to be some gems within the list of figures that come out.
Yeah, I think also the Batman could very well be a grail at some point, because I mean, he's kind of hard to find now. You know, you can find him, but he's, you know, depending where you find him, he's pretty pricey already, and you know, he's the first of its kind. He might have a different outfit in the second movie. He's the only one from the line. You know, we'll see.
So I closed the poll. We had 25 votes. 47% said Jedi would be waitlisted. 20% said Sneaker. 20% said DLO. 11% said Rick Artemis.
Fuck me. Need more love,
Question. What do you think do you have like a threshold for a price to make something a grail? Like, is there a certain number that it has to reach for you to consider it a grail? Or is that more of like, that's just your personal grail where it doesn't really matter what the price is? Like it could be 200, 300, 400. Or like, do you think it has to hit a certain price to become a grail?
I think it's got to hit a certain price to become a grail. And
you have a price in mind?
I would say, depending on what it was originally released for, I guess if it was a figure that's 250 random number, if it's 450, $500, you know, down the road, and you only see one here and there on eBay, then or BST, then I think if it gets close to double its price.
God, Austin's got a great point though. Anything at this point, anything above retail.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's up, Brett? Thank you for being here. Yeah, I mean, I used to think kind of like double in price. I always thought like over the 400 threshold, but that's for like a $250 figure type of thing, like, you know, around there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. The one that sticks out though, like that doesn't always stick with the price. I feel like the Mime Joker from '89 is a grail, but you can find it sometimes for under 320. Like, so like, I don't know, like that might just be maybe more of a personal grail that kind of just gets in my head, but yeah, like 450, 500, that's when you're starting to get into those high price figures.
Yeah, I think it's hard because I feel like sometimes too, like you get these figures that are flooded, like they flood the market in their high price. I feel like more, Austin, you gotta
for shame.
Or send it to
Open
me.
it.
Or send it to me, please. I feel like there's a difference between when a figure is a high price and it just has flooded the market versus ones that are high price and you only see them every once in a while. Like the one that comes to mind for me that's like really high price and there aren't a lot of them is like Tarkin Vader 2-pack. Like that thing is like, aren't a ton of them available. And like, I feel like some of these other ones, like some people just like try to scalp them, right? Where they're just like, you can go on eBay and you find a ton of them at once and it's a really high price. But I feel like, to me, I think of grails like more people want to hang on to them and they're harder to find. And when you do see it, the value is just like insane where you're just like, no way. I feel like that holds a little bit more weight to me when there's less available and they're a higher price versus you go on eBay and see 100 of them at really high price because it's the hot thing to buy and it's double the price. I feel like that doesn't really like equate to grail status for me. I think it's like hard to find and it has a high price. If we're going based on that.
Do you guys think more third-party figures are becoming grails faster than Hot Toys? Because Hot Toys is becoming a little bit more mainstream within the community. Because I feel like third party does a lot better at like, well, you better order it while you can because now it's going to be harder to find and.
Yeah, they kind of like tap into the FOMO.
I feel like third party are a lot harder to find, but I don't feel like the price shoots up as far as like what a Hot Toys would. So it's kind of a interesting territory that you're talking about, because take like the Daft Toys Bane, for example. And I know that's more of like could be a kit, but like I know for a long time I really tried to look for that and you couldn't find it anywhere. So it's like almost if you missed the pre-order window, you weren't getting one, you know? And while it's not licensed, I think that does hinder it a little bit, but still, like, I think a lot of people wanted that because it was such an improvement over the Hot Toys. But maybe if you're talking like third party, something that Hot Toys hasn't done, even like the Kurt Cobain somebody brought up, you know, if you miss out on that and that's something you really want, I could see that shooting up too, to be something super expensive.
Was that one licensed?
Kurt Cobain? Was it?
Because like it was a Blitzway, wasn't it?
Oh, maybe that one was. Okay, so that's a bad example. But like
I
something
think that was really expensive already.
Something
I think Wonka's going to be worth some money.
Yeah,
you know, if you don't,
could. I mean, you get a lot with it too.
Yeah.
I think another thing is like, yeah, it's limited run orders, but like also I feel like you don't see a ton of third party figures fetching as high of a price as a Hot Toys figure. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, Austin has a great point. Like, sought after, but they're not going to double in price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You might have to pay a little bit more when they're off the market, but like it's not going to become like insane value. You know, I feel like that doesn't happen often.
Yeah. Cool. Any other thoughts?
Nope. I think I was the least amount waitlisted because they make more of me. Because more people want me.
There you go.
That's the cure.
You had the most pre-orders within a 30-day period, so
for the cure,
they're gonna make a ton of you.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, we are at the 2 hours and 36-minute mark, so we're probably gonna call it a night. But damn, you guys were like, this chat was fire tonight. You know, I appreciate you guys bringing the heat every single week, but especially this week. You know, we got some regular faces, some new faces. It's good to see you all here, and thank you for supporting Wolfpack Wednesdays. You know, and I'm kind of relieved that the show went so well without DLO, so that he wouldn't throw that in our face like tomorrow. You know, like 20 people show up and he's like, "Oh, well, I wasn't here, so there you go." So at least we know we could survive without DLO, but it's not something that we want to do for sure. So DLO, again, we hope you get better. Really quickly, I want to plug our channels. Let you guys know what's coming on. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the boys' channels here, please do so. For me, I'm doing a video that's coming out Friday. I've got it all edited and ready to go. I'm going to still drop it Friday for consistency, but it's not one that I've really seen people talk about too much. Why is my exposure really weird? There we go. And it's top 5 figures that I sold, but then couldn't live without. So basically, I bought them back. You know, people don't really talk about that because it's not something you really broadcast, that you bought a figure twice. But that's a video I got coming out. So, and then, yeah, we have the Module Case video, the lights, that'll be coming next week. And then I'm also doing a video, top 5 figures that I regret selling, so that I don't have anymore, but I really regret not having them. So that'll be coming out too. So some really good stuff. Then that Alfred video is going to be coming out eventually too. When that comes, I'm going to be reviewing that too. So I got a lot of stuff on the docket, a lot of fun stuff. So just make sure you're subscribed. Brick, what do you got going on, sir?
Yeah, so we had the Life Lego built not the Life Lego built. What am I talking about? We had the Bugle 6.
Is over.
No, it's not. We had the Bugle 6 last Monday, episode 2. If you guys missed it, go ahead and check that out. That is going to be every first and third Monday of the month. Our next episode is on the 19th, which I will have the movie canon and Nick's collectibles on with Flavio, of course, continuing to be on the show. This weekend, Saturday, we have episode 6 of the Life Lego built. So if you're into Lego at all, Sunday night at 8. No, it would be Saturday night at 8:30 p.m., not Sunday, because that is football time. I also have a review coming up. I'll give you a little hint if you haven't seen my short yet, but this is my hint of what the review is going to be.
Boy.
And I'm really excited for it. It's a cool figure. The cat is cool. Man, I wish I could call the cat Mike Litteris, but I can't.
Meow, what is so damn funny?
But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's going on. Got some figures coming in, so it's cool. Good stuff.
Very nice. Sneaker, how about you, sir?
Oh yeah, I got some stuff coming up. I did post a bunch of stuff like within the last week. If you haven't already, I posted a few different reviews. Cobb Vanth review, meow, and Iron Man Mark III 2.0 review, meow, and and also what was the other one I did? Wrecker from the Bad Batch.
That's good.
Which is a really awesome figure. So if you haven't already, you can go check out those reviews. I got a couple more reviews I'm going to actually be doing. I got Upgraded Goblin. I literally haven't had, I've had such a busy week. Monday through Thursday for me is just really hard to get anything done.
Busy.
Yeah, Upgraded Goblin. I'm going to do a review on him. Really excited to get that one opened up and check that figure out. I still want to do a Comic Spidey review too. I'm probably going to put both of them together in the like next to each other, kind of in my case too. I feel like that's going to look pretty cool. And then for those who don't know, I know a lot of you probably already heard, I did just get in the mail yesterday the Jazz Inc. 2022 Batmobile. I am going to do a review on that. I don't know when that's coming. That one is I'm really gonna try to make, like, I really want to do that review well. So it's probably gonna be a long review. It's gonna take me some time. That's probably gonna be like in the coming weeks.
I need to get
like I want that one to be like
out.
really good quality and like really make sure I give my full thoughts on that and mess with it a little bit more before I dabble into that one. So, but that one will be coming. I wish I had the figure. I wish I just had the figure to put.
I'll borrow mine.
Yeah. Let me borrow your post figure. Yeah. But I'm going to be doing a review on that, and then I don't know what I might do another live stream potentially in a few days. I don't know yet. And then there will be another Collector Tour episode at some point happening, potentially next week. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, so a bunch of stuff on my channel. Go check it out. On the way to 1,000 subs. Got like 300. I got like, I don't know, over 300 to go. So if you haven't already, please go check out my channel. Subscribe, join the Evil Empire. Consider becoming a channel member. I'm getting slap happy. Had a couple drinks tonight. So chat, you were great as always. Thank you for being here. Had a great time on the show tonight.
Yeah, chat was amazing.
You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy.
It's literally how I feel right now.
All right, guys. Love you all very much. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you all have a great rest of the week. Until next time, stay safe out there and God bless.
Meow.
Bless you all.
Meow.